to end the crisis so that classes could resume on the 10th of November. For weeks, Mali has been hit by a fuel shortage, especially in the capital Bamako, after militants from an Al-Qaeda affiliate imposed a blockade by attacking tankers on major highways. Limited resources at the South African Police Service Forensic Laboratory Services have come under the spotlight at the Madlanga Commission in Pretoria. Head of the ballistic section of the Police Forensic Science Labs, Brigadier Mishaka Mkabela, has testified that staff shortages are crippling operations. He has also said only half of its workmanship can operate because of a shortage of analysts. Here's Mkabela responding to Chief Evidence Leader Advocate Matthew Chaskalson on the issue.
Commissioners, we call it the service level agreement. We pay a monthly fee of over 3.8 million per month for the maintenance of the system, commissioners.
So you're paying a monthly fee of 3.8 million a month, but you can really only use half the capacity of that system because you only can operate 4 of the 8 input centers with your current staff.
As it will be outlined later with the figures, unfortunately, that is the reality, commissioners.
The South African Health Products Regulatory Authority has announced the registration of the antiretroviral medication, lenacapavir. Lenacapavir is administered twice a year and is highly effective at reducing the high risk of HIV acquisition. SAPRA spokesperson Yuvan Gundan says when used alongside safe sex practices such as condoms, lenacapavir reduces the risk of HIV infection in individuals who are HIV negative but at the risk of contracting the virus. And lastly, the UK's Home Office has squandered trillions of dollars of taxpayers' money on asylum accommodation. This is according to a report by a committee of members of Parliament. The Home Affairs Committee said flawed contracts and incompetent delivery left the department unable to cope with a surge in demand, and it relied on hoteliers' go-to solutions instead of temporary stopgaps. The MP said expected costs had tripled to more than $20 trillion and not enough had been done to recoup excess profits. A Home Office spokesperson said the government is furious about the number of illegal migrants in the UK and in their hotels. It reiterated its pledge to end the use of asylum hotels by 2029. Now, for any news stories you'd like to share with us, please send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us at +27 11 714 4459. Channel Africa News, I'm Oneli Tsinzi.
SABC News, independent and impartial.
From an African perspective.
It's gone 7 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African Time. Good afternoon and welcome to The Upside, your gateway to the good life on Channel Africa, the African perspective. It's a brand new work week and we are excited to have you join us on the line this afternoon. We are live on our social media platforms at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube and at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok. Download the SABC Plus app so you can take us with you on your Android or your iOS device.
Remix.
Rewind. Visit our website, our newly revamped website, www.channelafrica.co.za, where you can listen in on our previous conversations and also stream the show. We are coming to you from the Johannesburg studios in South Africa. Good afternoon to you, Matseko Mosito. Happy Monday. How you doing?
Hey, Tada.
Hey.
Happy Monday to you. Listen, you look like you're fresh out of a very glorious weekend. And I love that for you.
It's been a hot weekend, eh?
It has been.
Today is extremely hot. A bit windy yesterday. Saturday was extremely hot because I went to a concert, not a concert, it's a concert in the Garden concert at Walter Sisulu Botanical. My favorite band was performing, Mikasa. It was brilliant. But it was hot. It was hot.
No, I slept with my windows open the whole weekend.
No, it was really bad, eh? It was really bad.
That's how hot it was.
So now we need to buy air conditioners, these portable air conditioners. Because, I mean, either you have an air conditioner at your place, right?
Yeah.
To keep the rooms all nice and cool. But if you don't, now we must get the portable ones that you move around the different rooms.
Absolutely. I was having lunch on the farm the whole Saturday afternoon. And we had these little portable, what's it?
Did you say
fans.
farm?
Yes.
You went to a farm?
Listen, but that's where I live now. Wow. Don't you know this? Do you not know this?
Tell me more.
This is where I live now.
Tell me more.
And we had these little portable fans on the table.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, we need several of those in the studio as well.
Oh my goodness! I didn't know you. Where? Anyway,
You
we'll discuss. We'll discuss it
that
further.
I live there now.
We'll discuss
That's
it
where I
further after during the breaks and in between. But congratulations to a whole new Miss South Africa that's been crowned. Oh man,
Kawe, hey?
Kawe. And
Yes.
I'll tell you all about.
Kawekazi.
Kawe guys, yes, correct. I'll tell you all about her win and what it means. But my thing is, this is a young lady who I have seen on social media for the longest time. Her sister was also on Miss South Africa finalist at some point in life. So
Interesting.
No, it runs in the family with these two. But congratulations to her. I will tell you all about this newly crowned Miss South Africa and what that reign actually means. What does it entail? Exciting conversations. And a new presenter was on stage, Unomalanga, because usually it's Bonang. Bonang, she has the tender for Miss South Africa. But this time around, it was a different presenter.
It was a different
So they're
face, yes.
changing things around. It's a new era of Miss South Africa, and it was quite exciting to see. You're a fan of these pageantries? Do you keep an eye on them? Do you follow them?
No, I'm
really.
busy with spinach and cabbage, but I think it's so wonderful to see that women are taking up space in that manner and really speaking and occupying stages, because also Miss South Africa is a really beautiful platform for women to get into other and be influential in industry, whichever industry that they choose. So I think it's such a powerful platform, and pageantry goes beyond just the beauty of things. That's what I really appreciate. The little that I've witnessed of these platforms is that they really create such big, beautiful spaces for women to thrive.
I love it. It's 11 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African Time. Prepare to be inspired, entertained. Music coming your way. We'll talk about property and also highlight a bit of what happened this past weekend. Don't go anywhere. This is The Upside. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Siyabangena manje. Vito Jabulani Kolele imagoda. Jabulani is a young man from Giyani in Limpopo in South Africa. A very easy guy, taking things easy. To know me is to know that I love what I do, which I'm crazy about it. So when you hear me on radio, expect the best. Expect great music. Expect great content. Expect 180 minutes of nothing but fun. You'll find me on the morning reset, 3 to 6 a.m., Monday to Friday. Siyabangena baba. Ay. Mbuleke.
The Upside, 1 to 4 p.m. Central African Time. With Teboholi Kuleni and Mateko Mosito. Only on Channel Africa. The African Perspective.
Money
16 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African Time. So. Wonder Cole. What a way to kickstart the upside this afternoon. Your gateway to the good life on Channel Africa, the African perspective. The joy that I have in our next conversation. I am so happy for this young lady because we've been seeing her all over on social media, and it's been quite the journey to see her go from the socials, knowing all the work, the incredible work that she's doing, to now have graced the Miss South Africa stage and be crowned as Miss South Africa. After months of anticipation, dazzling public appearances, and thousands of hopefuls, South Africa has a brand new Miss South Africa. Crowned under the bright lights of the Sunbet Arena in Pretoria, Kawekazi Mazaleni, a 24-year-old speech therapist from the Eastern Cape, stepped into the history with grace, power, and poise. The night indeed was electric, with performances by Makadzi, Caesar, Langamavuso, and many more, and hosted by style icons Nomalanga Shozi and Pamela Mtanga. The show was more than a pageant, it was a cultural spectacle. The judges panel boasted royalty too, including former Miss South Africa winners Dr. Tamron Green, Ndavi Nokeri, journalist Heidi Gyokos, and actress Cindy Mahlangu, and branding guru Tebe Ikalifeng. Now with over 3 million rand in prizes, including a Mercedes-Benz, a luxury penthouse, and 1 million rand in cash, Kawekazi steps into a new role, not just as a beauty queen, but as a voice for purpose, power, and possibility. Ladies and gentlemen, please help us welcome to the upside, Miss South Africa, Kawekazi. Good afternoon and welcome to the upside. How are you doing?
Doing very well, thanks. How are you doing?
We are fantastic. Congratulations on your win. How does it feel? Have you had time to take it all in? I mean, it's only been a day or two.
I think we're on what? We are on day 2. It's starting to sink in slowly but surely. But I think as the days go by, I'll start to realize that I am actually Miss South Africa.
That is so beautiful. Congratulations. Let's talk about, I'm hearing the words journey and growth in my mind as Deborah was speaking. So every Miss South Africa has a story that has led to that crown, you know. And what part of your personal journey do you think shaped you for this title?
Sure, that's such a beautiful question. I think for me, it really started in high school in my decision to actually become a speech therapist. Yeah. Because that's when I really feel like I found my purpose and what I wanted to do in this life. And so when I was in varsity, that's when I started with looking for ways to make education more inclusive within South Africa. And with that, I decided, okay, cool, let me publish a book in isiXhosa. Right. So we could make education more inclusive. And then from that, just being able to start, we can do it on a bigger platform, and now we're at Miss South Africa.
Well-deserving winner this year, Miss South Africa. It's 20 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African time. We are hanging out with the Queen of South Africa right now, ladies and gentlemen, Kawekazi, and we'll continue our conversation with her right after this.
Let the good times roll. From the 10th of October, make a note. Channel Africa is stepping into a brand new era with the launch of our upgraded website and app. It's easy, fresh, and always on your fingertips. Wherever you are in the world, Africa's voice is just a click away. The future of Channel Africa goes live from the 10th of October. Don't miss the moments. The Upside. On the Upside, your voice matters.
It's 21 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African time. We're currently in conversation with Miss South Africa 2025, Kawekazi Mazaleni. And I tell you what, I said we were following her on social media and we're very excited that she got to win this title. Kawekazi, let's talk about your family's reaction, because I know your sister is also no stranger to the Miss South Africa stage. How did they feel? Talk us through the emotions that evening when you were crowned the queen.
I think for us and my family, it's been a very, very full circle moment. My sister has been my biggest cheerleader in my life and on social media. And it's just leading up to the actual finale. They've just really been my pillars of support. And I think now that I am Miss South Africa, it really feels like it's been this incredibly long journey, but it's also just a deep sense of gratitude that we're actually at this point now.
Sounds lovely. A lot of people, I mean, we see the glitz and the glamour, and listen, that's all we want to see. We appreciate that. But take us to the reality of the competition. That's what we see, but there is quite a lot of hard work that goes behind it. So what has been the most challenging part of your Miss South Africa journey, and how did you overcome it, or how did you sort of alchemize that so that you can come up as the winner that we see today?
For me, it's almost being able to align my advocacy with the initiative that Miss South Africa is also championing, called Empower Youth Africa. So it really is, it's targeting a lot of the issues that our youth face, such as youth unemployment, civic engagement, skills development, entrepreneurship, those sorts of things. And I think when you come into the competition, you come in with a certain mindset as to this is what you want your advocacy to be. But when you're in here, you have so much room for collaboration. We also have mentors this year who've worked alongside us. And it was a thing of being able to articulate my advocacy, but also coming up with tangible ways to actually address it, which the organizations really helped me.
Kawekazi, when you're on stage, there's a lot that can go wrong, a lot that does go wrong oftentimes in live productions and so on and so forth. Take us through, backstage. What was happening there? Because on stage, y'all were poised. And let me tell you, y'all didn't look like you were going through anything. But walk us through the night itself. As contestants, how did it feel being in the background? What were some of the challenges that you had to overcome there that we were not privy to watching it from the screen?
Yeah. So I think especially it was... But as soon as the music started and we stepped on, begin to light up. But it was always so funny. So you get on stage and you speak to the audience and you walk backstage. And once you get backstage, all of the women that you're walking this journey with will get there and they'll cheer for you and they'll help you up and to go again. So it's balancing the nerves of it, but there was also this underlying excitement of the evening.
So how are you gonna, I'm thinking about your two worlds now, okay? You as a speech therapist and now being crowned the new Miss South Africa. Talk to us about those two worlds. How are you going to now, or how is this role as Miss South Africa going to inform how you communicate, because you are now a public figure? How is it going to influence the core of the work and the passion that that you have brought to the competition?
I'm so sorry, you broke up a little bit there in the beginning. Could you repeat that for me?
Not a problem. So bridging the two worlds for you, your work as a speech therapist, now being Miss South Africa, you're now a public figure. How are you going to communicate now? How is the Miss South Africa crown, as it were, going to influence how you now communicate in the work, the core of the work that you do?
So I think for me, it really has been a mission of using the Miss South Africa platform to do the work that I've been doing before, but on a bigger scale. So I have always been very passionate about inclusive education. And I really want to take this as an opportunity to get more multilingual authors and illustrators involved. Because when children are able to actually learn in their home languages from a foundational age, it really sets them up for tertiary studies. It sets them up for high school studies, which is how we can start addressing unemployment at its root cause. So it really is combining those two kind of worlds of speech therapy and Miss South Africa and just laying that foundation for my work to continue even after my reign.
For the little girl who is in a village right now and has seen Kawekazi being crowned as Miss South Africa, they also aspire to be like you and be on stage and be crowned as Miss South Africa. What advice would you give to them?
I would tell them to start doing the work now. So to think about the characteristics they would like to see in a Miss South Africa and to make sure that they try to embody them now. So if it's humility, if it's integrity, if it is kindness, if it's being a self-starter, to think of the qualities that they would like to see in a Miss South Africa and work towards them now.
Well, I just want to say, please enjoy yourself, enjoy your beauty, enjoy your reign. I think also there comes so much pressure with, having to be this grand person, which is wonderful. And you already are that. You're already aligning with that. But I also just want to say, we're very proud of you. Please just enjoy your wonderful gift. And blessings to you. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you. The voice of Kawekazi Mazaleni, the newly crowned Miss South Africa for the year 2025.
What an inspirational story she is. You can check her out on social media. Like I said, she's very big on, TikTok. On TikTok, she is very, very, very big there. And you can just search Kawekazi or Kawe Mazaleni. Is where you'll find her on TikTok. Hit her follow there. She's also dropped a video of her responding after winning Miss South Africa. She's always like, I'm overwhelmed. It's still sinking in. It hasn't really, but it's still sinking in. And we wish her nothing but success during her reign as Miss South Africa. She must enjoy that lovely... She gets a penthouse, right? Penthouse to live in for a whole year.
Actually, imagine. The prizes are absolutely amazing.
Insane. A whole Mercedes-Benz. A Mercedes-Benz. I didn't know, obviously, the cash. That's nice to have the cash. But I think because she's such a loving human being, these things are nice to have. Her focus is going to be on her reign as Miss South Africa, ensuring that she gives back to the community, that she inspires, that she lives a life that is exemplary and one that a lot of young girls can look up to. I think that's going to be her focus. Yes, the prizes are nice, but her focus is actually going to be her reign and the work that she's going to do and champion during this period. And I think that's absolutely brilliant. No one more deserving.
Okay, I've got to say this. When a woman is well taken care of, she's able to take care of everybody else. So the fact that she's got all this abundance in the form of the gifts that come with her participation in the competition and her winning it means that she's going to be waking up from a beautiful penthouse, getting her shoes on and going down and getting her hands dirty and feeling happy and fulfilled. So I love that. I love that balance, and I'm very happy for her.
Absolutely. It's 30 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African time. Let's get the latest in sports.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
It's a very good afternoon from the sports desk. I am Musibu Dimakura with the latest sports news at this hour. So the race to reach the Total Energies CAF Champions League group stage has produced 14 confirmed qualifiers, with the 2 remaining berths to be decided next week when Pyramids FC as well as RS Bakan play their postponed second leg fixtures. So after a weekend filled with tense second leg encounters, 14 teams have now confirmed their passage to the group stages. So it includes the record holders, that is Al Ali of Egypt, continuing their relentless pursuit of a 13th crown, advancing after a professional 2-0 aggregate victory over Aigil Noah. So their consistency in this year's competition and in the competition overall remains unmatched. In Pretoria, right here in South Africa, Mamelodi Sundowns extended their good showing on the continent with an emphatic 7-1 aggregate victory over Nigeria's Remo Stars, sealing their passage to an 11th straight group stage competition competition of the CAF Champions League. Meanwhile, Espérance de Tunis, 4-time African champions, also booked their place with minimal fuss after dispatching Rahimo FC 4-0 on aggregate, and elsewhere AS FAR Rabat of Morocco continued with back-to-back group stage qualifications following a commanding 3-0 home victory over Haroya AC of Guinea, completing a 4-1 aggregate victory. At the same time, Petro de Luanda carried Angola's hopes with conviction, recording back-to-back 2-0 victories over Stade Abidjan to progress 4-0 on aggregate, while Simba SC ensured Tanzanian representation at this year's tournament with a disciplined 3-0 aggregate win over Nzingizi Hotspurs of Eswatini. So the CAF Interclub group stage draw will take place on Monday the 3rd of November in South Africa. The 16 teams will be divided into 4 groups of 4, with matches beginning in November later on this month, or rather should I say next month. Now the top 2 in each group will then advance to the quarterfinals as the battle for Africa's biggest prize intensifies in the CAF Champions League. Onto this now, Yannick Sinner fought back from a set down to claim his 4th title of the season with a victory over Alexander Zverev at the Vienna Open final on Sunday. So the top seed, who's currently on a 21-match winning streak on the indoor hard courts, battled through early hamstring cramp just to seal the victory 3-6, 6-3 and 7-5 in under just 2.5 hours. It also marks Sinner's title of the month, having won the China Open at the start of October, while he also added to his Grand Slam hauls with victories at the Australian Open as well as Wimbledon earlier on this year. So Sunday's final was the pair's first meeting since Sinner defeated Zverev in straight sets in Melbourne Park in the final earlier on in January. Newly appointed Netball South Africa President Mami Diale has expressed her excitement ahead of leading the federation to the next 4 years. Diale was first choice over Nompumelelo Vavu of Buffalo City, as well as Anani Lucas representing the Cape Islands, having received 69 votes out of a total 116 votes from the NSA Council meeting that took place this past weekend in Johannesburg. Diale, who has served as a netball administrator for over 20 years, says although the new executive, along rather with the new executive, she's now looking to restore the dignity of the sport and help propel it forward.
I think my work speaks for itself, nothing else. I'm one of the administrators that made netball to be where it is, in terms of programs, in terms of structures, in terms of policies, transformation and everything. I was part of the building of netball. And my aim is to take netball forward and to move together with the people, those who voted for me and those that did not vote for me. I'm saying together we move forward for netball. Let us call, to rebuild the structure of netball, the culture of netball.
And finally, in basketball news, Victor Wembanyama became the first player in the NBA history to record 100 points as well as 15 blocks in a first of 3 games of the regular season as the San Antonio Spurs beat the Brooklyn Nets in Texas. Now, San Antonio recovered from blowing a 26-point lead, this to maintain their unbeaten start to the campaign with a 118-107 win. The home side also led 81-55 with 9 minutes left in the third quarter, but the 26-7 run in the Nets' favour reduced the deficit to 88-81. But a strong display in the fourth quarter, which included a 10-0 run, helped the Spurs side seal the victory. The Frenchman put up 31 points, 14 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, as well as 6 blocks in 36 minutes of action. The 21-year-old number 1 draft pick back in 2023 is averaging about 33.3 points, 13.3 rebounds, as well as 6 blocks from his 3 matches so far this season. And that's a wrap from the sports desk at the Sawa. For any sports stories you'd like to share with us, our email address is newsroom@channelafrica.co.za. Alternatively, give us a call on +27 11714 4459. I'm back with more sports news in the next hour. For Channel Africa Sport, I am Musibudi Makura.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African perspective. Africa It's time to plug into the heartbeat of the continent. Tune in to Channel Africa, your go-to radio station that broadcasts in 5 different languages.
L'Afrique du Sud célèbre la journée nationale du
Kabla hujaitwa kwa jina la double K or more of our forests have been destroyed.
Partido Africano da Independência da Guiné.
See, Channel Africa represents every corner of this amazing land. From Lagos to Cape Town, Nairobi to Dakar, we've got you covered with the freshest news, music, and cultures. So, turn up the volume, feel the rhythm. Enjoy the conversation. Channel Africa, the African perspective.
37 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African time. Let's find out how the markets are moving with Buntle Headbush.
Business news on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Thanks, Deborah, and a very good afternoon to our listeners. In our top story this hour, Mozambique's dollar bonds due in 2031 have risen today after Total Energies confirmed it was lifting force majeure on its multi-billion-dollar liquefied natural gas project. The debt rallied more than 2 cents with the 2031 maturity bid at 88.8 cents on the dollar. Total Energies announced over the weekend that it had lifted force majeure on its $20 billion Mozambique LNG project 4 years after an Islamist militant attack brought construction to a halt. Some emerging farmers in South Africa's Limpopo province are calling for support as the country prepares to host the first G20 Leaders Summit in the African continent in November. Small-scale farmers from Groblersdal and Sinwabarwana say lack of support and funding remains a major challenge. Food production and support for the agriculture industry is one of the focal points for the upcoming G20 summit. Small-scale farmers Jerry Sifulashe and Andries Masucha are, however, concerned about a lack of support for small-scale farmers from relevant state institutions.
Here in agriculture, we need actions. So we need a Department of Agriculture to help us, not necessarily with money, but with equipments. Everything that we need, we must get it as quickly as we need it.
We should encourage them to invest more in agriculture. And their investment in agriculture will assist the emerging farmers to research, because they will have funds.
The Democratic Alliance Party in South Africa's Free State Province says most municipalities in the province are facing financial collapse. The party says local councils are struggling to collect rates and taxes from businesses and residents. Municipalities report that they have also got a huge debt that they cannot collect. Authorities have been reporting their financials to the Legislature Oversight Committee. Members of the committee from the DA is David van Vuren.
Almost all these municipalities are technically bankrupt and struggle to collect their debt and pay their creditors on time, which in return has an effect on service delivery. If we look at the ANC-run district municipalities, these municipalities use a huge part of their equitable share to pay salaries, between 70 to 90%. And this prevents the municipalities to fulfill their core mandate. It was also clear that the politicians and senior management are not being held accountable for poor service delivery.
South African grocery retailer Pick n Pay has reported a smaller loss before tax than expected in the 26 weeks to August 31, 2025. The company attributed the narrower loss to the success of its strategic initiatives. The country's third biggest grocery retailer reported a loss before tax and capital items of $18.3 million compared to a loss of $63.8 million last year. Pick n Pay has been battling to regain some of the market share that it lost to one of its main competitors, ShopRite. President Lula da Silva of Brazil has given an upbeat assessment of his meeting on Sunday with US President Donald Trump on the sidelines of the ASEAN summit in Malaysia. Despite their political differences, the US has previously linked its punitive 50% tariffs on Brazilian products to the sentencing of Trump's ally, Brazil's former President Jair Bolsonaro. President Lula told reporters that a trade deal could happen in days.
The meeting I had with President Trump was surprisingly good. I sincerely am very optimistic with the meeting, and I think we will find a solution for the tariffs.
And now if I look at the indicators, $1 in Nigeria is trading at 1,459 naira this afternoon. In Botswana, it's at 13 pula 71. Kenya, the dollar is trading at 128 shilling 26. In Zambia, it's 22 kwacha and 3. Moving to the BRICS countries, $1 in Brazil is trading at 5 real 38. Russia, 79 rubles 72. In India, it's 87 rupees 80. China, 7.112. And South Africa, $1 is trading at 17 rand 24 cents this afternoon. $1 is trading at 75 pence to the British pound and 86 to the euro. Looking at commodities, gold is trading at $4,042 per ounce, platinum at $1,567 per ounce, while Brent crude oil is at $65.48 a barrel. Those are your business news. I'll be back with another bulletin in the next hour. For any business news stories you'd like to share with us, please send an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or give us a call on +27 11 714 4459. For Channel Africa Business, I am Bontle Headbush.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African perspective. Ahoy, matey!
Captain here to help, right, boys?
Set sail with us on a digital voyage like no other. Channel Africa has a treasure trove of awesomeness. That is our website and social media pages.
Tell me, why are you here?
We want you to be part of our adventure.
The winds are changing, Captain. And this time...
Imagine a world where curiosity knows no bounds, where entertainment meets enlightenment, and where every click leads to the African perspective. Visit us on our website, www.channelafrica.co.za, or follow us on Instagram or on X at Channel Africa 1. Go on, like us on Facebook at Channel Africa 1. So, spread the word. Tell a friend that Channel Africa's online variety is what they need on the web. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Broadcasting in 5 different languages, connecting the continent. This is Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Pass me my cup. I just want to have fun. I know I worry too much. I don't gather my funds. Me and my guys, they on soft. If you they hate, it no be my fault. But I wait for your door. Yo, I'm dripping. Blue water Fiji. Balenciaga Ricky. Girls no one leave me. Share money for my guys like I been biscuits. We lit in. Push your piece on low key. Don't play with me, I do this. I no get competition. My enemy na Saba. Now I gotta. Cause I no feel lose guy. Really matter. Men still months, inshallah. Start to the plan. Keep my head up, if I do say sometimes it seems very hard. I'm on me, my dream be my pocket filled with green salad. And my aim in me, I can give you my AT&T man. No time for beefing anybody, no be waiting, bring me, come here. I know like stress. I better pass me my cup. I just want to have fun. I know I worry too much. I don't gather my funds. Me and my guys, they on soft. If you they hate, it no be my fault. Better wait for your turn. Yo, I'm dripping. Blue water Fiji. Balenciaga Ricky. Girls no one leave me. Share money for my guys like I be in biscuits. Willie T, push your piece on low key. Don't play with me, I do this. Oh yo, yo, oh yo. The streets ain't got no love, no love. No matter what you do, people them on to talk. Even if say you want to respond, they can say how they want to in my jaw. Like say now you go. You guys are before you tumble. On me go hard before he goes off. Universe no life for us. Take your time, brother, me no rush. I better pass me my cup. I just want to have fun. I know I worry too much. I know I worry too much. I don't they gather my phones. Me and my guys they on soft. If you they hate it, no be my fault. But I wait for your tongue. Yo, I'm dripping. Blue water Fiji. Balenciaga Ricky. Girls no one leave me. Share money for my guys like I be in biscuits. Willie T. Push your piece on low key. Don't play with me, I do this.
Get Channel Africa on DSTV Audio Bouquet. Channel 802.
Early mama na your phone, I they call, baby. 247, it be you, I they want, baby. While I know yawa for you, baby. Chai pack well and balance well for me, yeah. Baby, baby, oh baby. Baby, baby. Baby, baby, oh baby. Baby, baby. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh baby. Baby, baby, oh baby. Chai back well and balance well for me.
No time for chit-chat. I want you to pull me closer. Baby, you miss you, I can't lie. We don't build love where distance no fit corrupt. No yawa, oh. Baby, tell me no yawa, oh. Back well and balance well for me.
Yeah, I know say things no balance, but you don't try for me. Yeah, yeah, and I go give you joy, cause I know strong man go there for me.
Yeah, good for you. No go give you story. Who wanna give you story now? So back well and balance well for me.
Yeah, baby, baby.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Baby, baby.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Baby, baby, oh baby. Baby, baby. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh baby. Baby, baby, oh baby.
Child, back well and balance well for me.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Tiwa Savage with Parkwell featuring Davido. And before that, we had Fun by Rema. We're about to have fun. Actually, I don't know if venting is a fun thing. It allows you to go about having your day slightly lighter with the weight off your shoulders, right? So we're going to have a vent o'clock right after this. It's 10 minutes before 2 p.m. Central African time. What do you want to get off your chest? Let us know on our WhatsApp line, +27 63 406 9126.
We are on Open Views Audio Bouquet. Channel 628. Africa. It's time to plug into the heartbeat of the continent. Tune in to Channel Africa, your go-to radio station that broadcasts in 5 different languages.
L'Afrique du Sud célèbre la journée nationale du
Kabla hujaitwa kwa jina la double K or more of our forests have been destroyed.
Tamo kutuli bwanji ndi Partido Africano da Independência da Guiné.
See, Channel Africa represents every corner of this amazing land. From Lagos to Cape Town, Nairobi to Dakar, we've got you covered with the freshest news, music, and cultures. So, turn up the volume, feel the rhythm. Enjoy the conversation. Channel Africa, the African perspective. The Upside, taking the African perspective to fresh levels.
It's 8 minutes before 2 p.m. Central African time. It's time for Vent O'Clock. Get it off your chest. Get it off your chest. What is it? Let us know. +27 63406 9126 is the WhatsApp line. Or alternatively, you can vent below on our social media platforms at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube, and at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok. Whew. So, my vent, and I feel like it's something that we experience on the regular. Okay? And it's this. Why do we struggle to communicate? Right? I'll ask that question as a start. Why do we struggle to communicate, especially when what is expected of us we are not able to achieve or get done? And so we have to sort of disappoint the next person. Why do we struggle to convey those sort of messages? Okay, I was not able to, I'm sorry, I can't make it because A, B, and C. Why do we struggle? And the reason I say this is because last night I ordered food to be delivered to my place. But I realized that, my goodness me, this food is taking way too long to be delivered. Actually, it was in the morning. It was not last night. It was in the morning. It was a breakfast thing that I ordered. The restaurant is about 10 minutes, not even 10, like 5-10 minutes away, right? And the delivery time, the estimated delivery time, it shows you there on the app. All right, delivered in 10 minutes or something like that. Okay, sharp. I placed the order, and even worse, I paid the extra, because there's an extra, you can pay extra for quick delivery, so they prioritize your delivery. So in other words, if the delivery driver has multiple places to go to, he will prioritize yours. I paid extra. Well, okay, cool. And I'm anticipating 10 minutes, 15 minutes tops, because the place is not far. Did I not wait a whole hour for my food to arrive? And then I started texting the driver, the delivery guy. I started texting him on the app itself. I was like, are you okay? There's a delay in my order. What's the problem? His response was, and I screen grabbed it, I was like, Ish, I'm coming now. That's his response. Okay. He arrives at my place, and already he's in defense mode. I haven't said anything yet. I'm just standing there waiting to receive my order. He's in defense mode. He's ready. He's like,
I'm exhausted and I wasn't even there.
He's like, and he also says with a bit of an attitude. It's like, okay, so 2 things. Number 1, the restaurant delayed me. Number 2, my bike had a breakdown. What? I'm looking at him. First of all, I know that you're lying about the restaurant delaying you, because the restaurant, it shows here that it was picked up about half an hour ago. The food was picked up half an hour ago from the restaurant. The second thing is that you are now telling me that it was the restaurant's fault, it was the what's fault, the bike. I'm like, what stopped you from communicating with me and saying, customer, Mr. Debza, I apologize, your order is going to be delayed. I'm experiencing A, B, and C. And I just asked him that.
So simple.
Why did you struggle to say that? Why did I have to reach out to you and chase after you for my order, when you could have easily just texted me and said, hey, I'm so sorry, sir. There's a delay. I'm experiencing A, B, and C. I would not have chewed his head off. I would have understood. At least he communicated. Why do we struggle to communicate when we know we're in trouble or we are in the wrong? Why do we struggle? Are we afraid that someone's going to beat us up? Or why? What is the fear about? Why do we struggle to communicate when we're in the wrong?
That is so funny. I had a similar event actually around people's struggles to apologize. But anyway, I think it's in the same basket. Because I don't know, I'm trying to think about, and you know, a lot of the time when we're supposed to go back, you know, so that we can analyze why we behave the way we do as adults, whether it's good behaviors or bad behaviors or neutral behaviors. You have to go back to your childhood. People are like, no, why must I go back there? If it's done, Moss. We are here now. Why must I go back? Exactly. But you really do need to go back so that you can understand why you are the person you are. So I don't know. I'm guessing maybe there's a lot of shame that comes with being late, being delayed, doing something wrong, because guilt and shame are often put in the same basket, but they're actually not the same thing.
Okay.
Guilt is actually a positive emotion.
Is it?
Yes, because you're feeling it. You're feeling the guilt.
Okay.
And there's something you can do about it. Shame, on the other hand, means that you're a bad person, that there's something wrong with you, that you are stupid, if I could use that common English word. You know, that's shame. Guilt is I've done something wrong, not I am something wrong. So people are carrying shame because they were shamed if they failed a test when they were a child, if they didn't, if you're the older sibling and you didn't do something for your younger siblings, if you didn't do this, and there was physical abuse and you are so, and a big slap across the face, or go and get indugu, go get it yourself from the tree, so I can beat you up.
With it. The one that you
are a shameful, you are a horrible child.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So we carry that stuff into our adulthood. So we don't know how to separate guilt from shame. We don't know how to say, no, I did something wrong. That's separate. That's something wrong that I did. So it's not who I am. It's just it was a glitch in the matrix for the moment, but it's got nothing to do with my character. But now we've carried that as character. Like if I say to Tebogo, I am a whole hour late. Yeah. This guy doesn't even know me. He's going to think there's something wrong with me. Or he's going to see. I've already internalized that I think that there's something wrong with me. But I don't want a complete stranger to see that. So I'm going to come to your house and I'm going to be defensive. And do this and make it like it's your fault. You have zero patience. What is wrong with you? Can you not see that I'm busy?
That was unnecessary.
So
yes.
There's a lot of shame that's going around within people that we just need to deal with. I don't know. There's different ways to do it. I'm not a behavioral psychologist, but it's definitely there and it's evident in our behaviors.
And the thing is, I did not punish him. The thought came to mind. I wanted to punish apologies. I wanted to punish him on the app, right? Give him a low rating, complain, remove my tip. I didn't do any of those things because I was like, okay, you know what? Human error, all right. And maybe he's had a bad experience of maybe once upon a time he was honest and he got punished for it. And I didn't want to, continue that cycle with him. But I also wanted to bring up another conversation in line with this. And is it generally, and I know it sounds horrible, but I'm going to use race. I experience this more with black people than I do with white people. I'm sorry to say it like that, but that's the truth from my experiences.
Different upbringings,
different upbringings,
yeah.
Because one race will apologize almost immediately. Like if they have 20 minutes late, they're
there's
like,
no shame in saying I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry, sir.
Yes.
We are running late.
Yes.
And then another one is like, hey, let me just keep quiet. Let them call me because if I tell them, I'm going to be in trouble.
I'm not wrong. The situation is wrong, but there's nothing wrong with me. But we need
to do self-introspection. Yeah. It's now 2 p.m. Central African time. Let's get the latest news.
SABC News, independent and impartial.
From an African perspective.
Thank you, Deboho. Looking at your top stories, Cameroonian President Paul Biya remains in power, and extra checks to be carried out in prisons across England and Wales. Your latest news. Greetings to our listeners. The Constitutional Council has announced President Paul Biya has won an 8th term at the age of 92. Paul Biya becomes the world's oldest president, winning with a 53.66% share of the vote. The runner-up is Issa Chiroma Bakari on 35.19%. Having first come to power in 1982, the results mean that he can now govern until 2032. Biya's election victory has been marred by allegations of vote rigging, claims which his party and the government have continuously denied. Limited resources at the South African Police Service Forensic Laboratory Services has come under the spotlight at the Madlanga Commission in Pretoria. Head of the ballistics section at the Police Forensic Science Lab, Brigadier Mishak Mkabela, has testified that staff shortages are crippling operations. He says only half of its workstations can operate because of a shortage of analysts. Here's Mkabela's responding to Chief Evidence Leader, Advocate Matthew Chaskalson, on the issue.
Commissioners, we call it the service level agreement. We pay a monthly fee of over 3.8 million per month for the maintenance of the system, commissioners.
So you're paying a monthly fee of 3.8 million a month, but you can really only use half the capacity of that system because you only can operate 4 of the 8 input centers with your current staff.
As it will be outlined later with the figures, unfortunately, that is the reality.
South Africa's Justice and Constitutional Development Deputy Minister Andries Nel says strengthening the existing Protection Disclosure Act will go a long way in protecting whistleblowers. Nel says the delay in realigning the current legislation is of serious concern and continues to endanger those who want to share information on corruption, amongst others. He was speaking at the Public Interest South Africa's annual Whistleblowers Summit in Johannesburg. The gathering of whistleblowers, policymakers, media and civil society experts aims to shift societal norms towards transparency and accountability in the public and private sector. Nel believes caring for whistleblowers must go beyond their safety.
We do have legislation in terms of the Protected Disclosures Act, which was passed in 2000. That was a major step ahead. It does provide protection, especially in the employment context. But we've seen that in recent years, how whistleblowers have been victimized and have in many cases lost their lives. And it's very clear, amongst others, also the recommendations of the National Anti-Corruption Advisory Council have made very, very strong recommendations about how existing legislation can be improved. The department has taken that to heart. We are ready.
The South African Health Products Regulatory Authority has announced the registration of the antiretroviral medication lenacapavir. Lenacapavir is administered twice a year and is highly effective at reducing the risk of HIV acquisition. SAHPRA's spokesperson Yuvan Gundan says when used alongside safe sex practices such as condoms, lenacapavir reduces the risk of HIV infection in individuals who are HIV negative but at risk of contracting the virus.
There is an initiation dose of a subcutaneous injection with tablets taken on days 1 and 2. The registration of lenacapavir is a game changer given the high prevalence of HIV in South Africa. This product is the most effective HIV prevention measure thus far, indicated Dr. Boitumelo Semete Makokutlela, CEO of SAHPRA.
Lastly, extra checks will be carried out in prisons across England and Wales from today after a migrant sex offender was released in error last week. The government has ordered governors to carry out new procedures to avoid a repeat of Handush Kebatu's mistaken release from HMP Chelmsford on Friday, which led to a manhunt and his eventual arrest in London on Sunday. Justice Secretary David Lammy will face questions on Monday after updating Parliament on an independent inquiry into how Kebatu was set free rather than deported. The extra checks have been criticised by senior prison staff who told BBC News they will increase workload and put more pressure on a system already struggling to cope. Now, recapping on your top stories, the Constitutional Council has announced President Paul Biya has won the elections. Paul Biya becomes the world's oldest president, winning with a 53.66% share of the vote. Channel Africa News, I'm Onele Tsinzi.
SABC News, independent and impartial.
From an African perspective.
It's gone 7 minutes after 2 p.m. Central African Time. Welcome to the second hour, the golden hour. I almost said final. The golden hour of The Upside, your gateway to the good life on Channel Africa, the African perspective with Tebohole Kuleni and Matseko Mosito. We're coming to you live from the Auckland Park Studios in Johannesburg, South Africa. Hot, sunny Johannesburg, South Africa. Join us live on our social media platforms at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube, and at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok. Let us know where you're streaming us from this afternoon, and how's the weather there? Is it as boiling hot as it is in Johannesburg, South Africa? And don't forget to download that SABC Plus app so you can take us with you wherever you go on your Android or your iOS device. And check out our newly revamped website, www.channelafrica.co.za, where you can stream our shows and also revisit some of our conversations through our podcasts. You know what we didn't get to hear from you, Matseko Mosito? I know I was being a bit rude. We didn't give you time to share your vent. You wanted to vent about why is it so difficult for people to apologize.
Send an apology.
Do you struggle from that as well?
I absolutely do not.
You don't?
Oh, I love to apologize.
Okay.
Because it frees me. It frees me to know that I acknowledge that I've done something wrong.
Yes.
And I will give you a heartfelt apology. But I will assess what happened first. No, but I really give very genuine, heartfelt apologies. Okay. I believe in that. I think that is at the heart and soul of our human connection, is our ability to be able to look each other in the eye and say, I'm really sorry that I'm really sorry that things turned out this way, or this is what happened, or I did not fulfill my end of the deal, whatever the deal is, or I'm sorry I spoke to you in this manner when I wasn't supposed to, or I'm sorry I didn't come when I said I would, whatever it is, it can be however big or small, but I believe in heartfelt apologies, but people seem to struggle with that. And I remember speaking to our good friend and colleague Joao. We were doing a strawberry lettuce thing on radio, and we were talking about that. And we were talking about he struggles to apologize, and the fact that when he was a child, nobody apologized to him.
Oh, yeah,
so
you never see that growing up.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. He doesn't know what. How to do that, and that's exactly, and that makes sense to me because I get that. That's where it comes from.
Becomes your default.
That's where it comes from people. Again, shame. I've done. I am something wrong. I didn't do something wrong. So if I apologize, that's an admission that I'm a shameful, horrible human being, and that's not what it is.
And it's not. It really isn't.
You doing something wrong has nothing to do with the person that you are. You're not a shameful, horrible thing that should be put in a pick it up dustbin. That's not what it means. It's actually a wonderful opportunity for you to redeem yourself.
Absolutely.
And also, I mean, that it also ties into other things like vulnerability. People don't want to be vulnerable because then they feel exposed, and then they feel like they're going to be judged.
It's going to
and
be used against me.
It's going to be used against me and all of that. But let me tell you, if you don't do vulnerability, vulnerability will do you, honey.
It will manifest in the most horrific ways possible. I was laughing earlier when you were saying, you're making an example of, I'm sorry for what. I realized there are people who go around saying, I'm sorry that I made you feel the way that you feel. Or, I'm sorry that you felt the way that you felt. That's sort of like saying, I didn't do anything. That's your problem. That's
yes. And also, because I have a PhD in apologizing, I promise you, I will pick up if your apology is nonsense. I will pick it up very quickly, and I would rather you not offer me one if it's going to be like that, because I would never ever do that to you.
Just keep it moving.
If I apologize to you, I really have done the work, because apology comes to doing the work, and 100%. People don't want to do that. You don't want to do the work and look at yourself and say, hey Mara, that was not nice. Sit with your ugliness. Sit with your shadow parts, which is what I do. I sit in the mess, and then you pick it up and you clean it, and you apologize to the next person properly. You don't do this half-hearted, well, I'm sorry that you feel that way, and then you tilt your head and you don't look them in the eye. That is ugly and horrible.
It is horrible indeed. So when you apologize, be genuine in your apology.
Be genuine in your apology.
12 minutes after 2 p.m. Central African time. Some music coming your way, and then we've got What Caught Your Eye.
Africa, voici Abedi.
Oui, c'est moi.
Abedi est un passionné de musique dans l'âme. Il a un goût pour toutes sortes de musique et passe ses journées à écouter Channel Africa.
J'aime beaucoup la musique africaine.
Ok. Devinez quoi? Channel Africa veut aider Abedi et les mélomanes du monde entier à découvrir encore plus de musique incroyable. C'est pourquoi Channel Africa appelle les artistes africains à soumettre leur musique. Chers artistes, n'oubliez pas de nous fournir toutes vos informations pertinentes à l'email adresse musique@channelafrica.co.za. Les soumissions sont votre chance d'être entendues, mais elles ne garantissent pas une playlist. Toutes les soumissions seront soigneusement examinées pour voir si elles répondent aux exigences de notre station. Channel Africa, la perspective africaine.
Your afternoons just got even better. Fresh and exciting.
The Upside, hooking you up with today's news
from an African perspective.
Eternal Africa. Greatness. DJ Natil.
Fonya kitleti muke. Omokele baradadite. Buskili magutsi buskili. Fonya kitleti muke. Omokele baradadite. Buskili magutsi buskili. Skanju the one around you. Do when you got trango. Do mele mabantu. Force slow look at marango. Tashonila. Kasta sera iguswa. Outside la litoga ituba. 60 la fuga.
Go buffet, no my get so come my love back. Body on che. I thought I don't mind the pepe dem. Don't eat my do. Casting go be. I want to put the rent the jaw my shit. I don't wanna hear shit. I don't wanna hear say you did with another man. We about to do it. I know we like time because you with another down man. I don't wanna hear shit. I don't wanna hear say you did with another man. We about to do it. I know I don't wanna see you with nobody. Don't wanna see with nobody.
DJ Natil.
money no be, yeah. I tell you, say you fine, you know they care. Me, I know we done it. I see you with the soji. Anyway, me, I know go get. Not only you, I they want that sweat. So don't waste time, baby, my rose. Ooh, yeah. Cause if you do, I want. If you are the one, go. I go prove my love. I go risk it all, oh. I don't wanna hear it. I don't wanna hear say you there with another man. The way your body rotate. I don't like how me body with another man. I don't wanna hear it. I don't wanna hear say you there with another man. The way your body rotate. I don't wanna see you with nobody. Don't wanna see with DJ Neptune, hit.
Sounds of Neptune.
Channel Africa, your voice, your sound, and your home. Stay locked right here.
Niache, nipike niache, Vanessa lini trompaka, anaruzi ya tena. Niache, nipike niache, Vanessa lini landaka, anaruzi ya tena. Vanessa, nini inakuleta, nini ulisabwaka, nini inakuleta. Vanessa, nini inakuleta, nini ulisabwaka, nini inakuleta. Oshininga bambongo, obimi singa yuma, oyoki singa soni, nini lisusu oye koluka. Vanessa we, ule ulienda kaingekuwa, pili nasa aungerudi kunililia. Mese kujali, I'm so busy with my new wifey. Mese kotake, I'm busy enjoying my life. Nikaduru, kanenda kanarudia. Nikaduru, kanenda kana. Vanessa, nini inakuleta, nini ulisabwaka, nini inakuleta. Vanessa, nini inakuleta, nini ulisabwaka, nini inakuleta.
The name of the song is Vanessa. That's the remix. We've got Pisan on that featuring Inos B. And before that, we had Nobody by DJ Neptune featuring Joe Boy and Mr. Easy. Let's take a quick breather. When we get back, it's time for What Caught Your Eye.
Ukatili wa kijinsia unaharibu maisha na kutenga jamii. Hutokea nyumbani, shuleni, kazini na mara nyingi kwa ukimya. Lakini hauwezi kuendelea. Ukiona, ongea. Ikiwa unaumia, funguka, kwa sababu kutofanya lolote sio chaguo. Sikiliza vituo vyote 19 vya redio kuanzia Jumatano ya tarehe 23 Julai kwenye mijadala, ushauri, tamthilia, maonyesho ya elimu na mahojiano na wataalamu, manusura, watunga sheria na nchi nzima iliyoathirika na ukatili wa kijinsia kwenye vituo vyako pendwa vya redio. Piga simu 0800 428 428 ili kuripoti unyanyasaji au kupata msaada. GBV, ikomeshwe na wewe. Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwenu na shirika la SABC.
Whatever you want to hear about today's talk,
You can only get it on the Upside.
every weekday.
2 to 5 p.m. Central African Time.
22 minutes after 2 p.m. Central African Time. It's time for What Caught Your Eye. Now, you would have seen in South Africa quite a few people being very skeptical about what is already a very skeptical performance. Kanye West said to be performing in South Africa at the FNB Stadium, well, not FNB, at the Ellis Park Stadium on the 13th of December 2025. You would have seen quite a few people, as soon as that was announced earlier this year, or a couple of months ago, people were already raising flags, red flags, like, no, there's no way. Like, Kanye is not going to come to South Africa. No, Kanye coming to South Africa to perform here, that's not going to happen. We haven't, and people will reference the fact that they haven't seen any communications from Kanye himself, not on his social media platform or through his team. We don't know what's happening there. But the group that is organizing and who are bringing Kanye to South Africa, the group is called Munyake Group. And we've had them on the show before. I think they were having a conversation with our colleague Nsako. And to reassure people that, hey, no, this thing is happening. Kanye is indeed coming to South Africa on the 13th of December for one night performance, and it is going to happen at the Ellis Park Stadium. Not too long ago, a couple of days ago, this past weekend, like on a Friday or Thursday, rumors were circulating yet again on the legitimacy of this concert, of this performance. We've had not content creators, we had social commentators on social media by the likes of Abu Musa, Kaula, and others saying, no, it's not good, guys, it's not going to happen. It's a scam. That's what they were saying. It's a scam. It's not going to happen. Then they went on to cite terms of conditions of the performance itself, and that how much money should have been paid to Kanye at a specific date, and that money has not been paid to Kanye is what they are saying, and therefore the contract cannot be binding anymore, and therefore Kanye will not come to South Africa. It's not going to happen. Munyake Group has said, please, this is false information, what you're seeing online. Please read what we send out officially on our platforms, okay? And they posted, when did they post? An official statement 1 day ago. This was yesterday, Sunday, the 26th of October. They posted, they said, it says there, Yay live in South Africa, Ellis Park Stadium, Johannesburg, 13 December 2025. Official statement, Munyake Group. The Yay Live in South Africa concert remains confirmed for 13 December 2025 at Ellis Park Stadium, Johannesburg. The agreement between Munyake Group and Yeezy LLC is valid and in good standing, and all preparations are progressing in line with the signed contractual terms. Munyake Group is a registered and active company in good standing. We remain committed to delivering an exceptional event experience for fans and partners alike. We are aware of false information being circulated online suggesting otherwise. These claims, including references to company deregistration, non-payment, and breach of contract, are entirely untrue and have no bearing on the status of the show or the parties involved. We encourage media and the public to to rely on official communications from Munyake Group and its authorized partners for accurate updates as the event approaches. And it ends. Munyake Group Pty Limited. So, having heard that from the official organizers, and then also hearing all the conflicting conversations on the socials, are you buying your ticket, yes or no? Are you a Kanye fan, by the way?
Kuningi.
Are you a Ye fan?
No.
Okay, you're not a Ye fan.
But Kuningi, honestly, if I was a fan, I would be very worried for my ticket purchase, because you literally have to buy this ticket, and it has to be money that you can afford to lose, because at this point we have absolutely no idea whether this is legitimate or not, because this one's pulling the string, the other one's. Where is the video from this artist? confirming his appearance?
I'm going to go onto his account. I'm going to go onto Ye's account.
Where is the video from this particular artist who is so famous, and everyone is waiting with breath that is bated for him to come to South Africa? Where is the video?
The only post concerning any concert under Ye's account, official account, Kanye West's account right now on Instagram, is a performance that's happening in Sao Paulo, in Brazil.
That's not in South Africa.
On the 29th of November, 2025. And he says here, only performance in Brazil, pre-register for tickets, and then he gives you the website. Then there's a flyer there, what looks like a flyer. That's the only concert he's confirmed on his account as Kanye West. So again, I ask, Munyake Group is saying we are the organizers, we are the ones who are bringing him, and we are saying that yes is a go. It's going to happen. We haven't seen anything from Kanye. Are you buying your tickets, yes or no? That's the question. Let us know on our social media platforms. What caught your eye?
There's this other song. I forgot the South African artist, but it's like got a Kwaito vibe, and there's a feminine in the song that money talks, ching talks. Oh, listen, I'm guessing. Yes, that one. I'm guessing that the people or the organizers of the Sao Paulo appearance have paid for it. There's money in the bank. So he's going to appear. So I don't know. I think you should be very, very careful whatever it is that you're going to do with your money. It is your money. We're not going to be able to tell you whether to buy a ticket or not. But just be prepared. If it's money you can lose, then go ahead. What caught my eye? Wedding bells have caught my eye. I'm not really like, usually sort of, so immersed in the lives of celebrities and the well-known as such. But I saw on my feed on Instagram and on Facebook pictures of South African television presenter she's very seasoned. She's been doing this a long time. Her name is Claire Mawisa. Okay. And she confirmed a few weeks ago that she tied a knot, and she tied the knot with her husband, and she was sharing pictures of this beautiful intimate wedding that she had with her hubby, and it was beach photography, really stunning. So she went on Instagram. This was on the 8th of October. It was a Wednesday when she shared a carousel of images with her husband at their beach wedding and captured it in the post. And so the adventure begins.
Oh, I'm checking it out.
So several things around the Claire Mawisa nuptials and story that really just warmed the cockles of my heart. To be perfectly honest, I was like, I just keep melting every time there's something that comes up about this wonderful woman and the story of her way. I just melt every single time. So the pictures melted me. And then I bumped into a TikTok video that she did. I bumped into it this weekend where she was sharing the story about her dress. Because she's wearing this gorgeous cream gown and she's wearing sneakers, but she's wearing a very beautiful, elaborate headpiece. And she was telling the story about how she got her dress from Zara for 1,200 Rand and it was on sale, and then she got her headpiece and she plugged everyone on where she got her headpiece and it was custom made. So several things. She looks absolutely stunning. Simplicity is the ultimate beauty. And also you can find love after the age of 45. So those are the things that stand out for me. And I'm just so happy for her. And she looks happy and radiant, and she's living her life, and she's peaceful, and she's spreading the love. And a lot of other feminines are feeling like it is possible for them to also get a dress, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be a showcase for the world. You can just get a dress, whatever suits you and makes you happy. Wear it, marry the love of your life, and live happily ever after. I love her story. I really do.
The end.
The end.
I love it. 31 minutes after 2 p.m. Central African time. Let's get the latest in sport. We've got Musibudi Makura standing by.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African Perspective.
Thank you so much. Deboho will start here. So South Africa's preparations for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations tournament will include one friendly match here at home in South Africa in early December before they proceed to Morocco. So this was confirmed by the head coach Hugo Bruce during a media roundtable with sports editors as well as senior journalists. Bafana are heading to Morocco as one of the teams to look out for after returning home with a bronze medal at last year's AFCON tournament in the Ivory Coast. Now Bruce says their camp will start on the 8th of December at the Tax High Performance Centre in the capital city, Pretoria.
I wanted to, let's say like this, we start the 8th with the preparation, 8th of December. So we go to Tax here in Pretoria. We stay there till, I think, the 17th, because we have to be there 5 days before our first game in Morocco. So the day before we leave, we play a friendly game. We are looking against who we play. And then we play the 22nd, 26th and 29th.
So with the FIFA 2026 World Cup draw planned for the 5th of December in the USA, Bruce says his squad announcement could be done just before the camp starts in December in Pretoria.
I will announce the players, I think, some days before, I think. Yeah, because I still have to go to the draw of the World Cup. So I still have to go also. This is the 5th. So after the friendly game now, probably, but it's not sure, but probably we play against Zambia on the 14th of next month. And after that, the day after, I go to Belgium for 2 weeks. So I see my family, and then I come from Belgium, I fly to Washington for the draw.
On to some cricket news now. India batter Shreyas Iyer is recovering well in a hospital after suffering a lacerated spleen while taking a catch in the third ODI match against Australia in Sydney on Saturday. So Iyer sustained the injury while fielding in the 34th over, running backwards to take the catch to dismiss Alex Carey and landing awkwardly on his side. The 30-year-old immediately clutched his side and received treatment on the field before being taken to hospital. So the Board of Control for Cricket in India, also known as the BCCI, has not put on a timeline on his return, but confirmed he is medically stable. On to some tennis news now. Yannick Sinner fought back from a set down to claim his 4th title of the season with a victory over Alexander Zverev in the Vienna Open final. The top seed, who is currently on a 21-match winning streak on indoor hard courts, battled through early with a hamstring cramp to seal the victory 3-6, 6-3 and 7-5 in just under 2.5 hours on court. It also marks Sinner's 2nd title of the month, having won the China Open at the start of October, while also having added to his Grand Slam haul with victories at the Australian Open as well as Wimbledon earlier on this year. Now, Sunday's final was the pair's first meeting since Sinner beat Zverev in straight sets at Melbourne Park in the final in January of this year. And finally, in basketball news, Victor Wembanyama became the first player in NBA history to record 100 points as well as 15 blocks in 3 of his first games of the regular season as the San Antonio Spurs beat the Brooklyn Nets in Texas. Now, San Antonio recovered from a blowing 26-point lead to maintain their unbeaten start to the campaign with a 118-107 win. side led 81-55 with about 9 minutes left in the third quarter, but a 26-7 run of the Nets' favour reduced the deficit to 88-81. But then a strong display in the fourth quarter, which included a 10-0 run, helped the Spurs seal the victory. The Frenchmen put up 31 points, 14 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, as well as 6 blocks in 36 minutes of action. The 21-year-old, the number 1 draft pick back in 2023, is averaging at the moment 33.3 points, 13.3 rebounds, as well as 6 blocks from his first 3 matches of the season. The time has just gone 14:36 p.m. Central African Time. It concludes your sports news this hour. For any sports stories you'd like to share with us, please send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or give us a call on +27 11714 4459. I'm back with the final sports update on the upside in the next hour. For Channel Africa Sport, I am Musibudi Makura.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African Perspective.
Je, una jambo lolote akilini mwako? Je, una shauku kuhusu masuala muhimu? Na je, una maoni ambayo unataka yasikike? Kweli, hili jukwaa ni la kwako. Piga simu au tuandikie kwenda WhatsApp namba alama ya kujumulisha 2760552594 na tutakupigia simu.
Mtangazaji wa habari zetu za Afrika Kusini mjini Johannesburg.
Hivyo unaweza kuwa mshirika kwenye matangazo yetu. Sio mazungumzo tu, ni fursa yako ya kuchangia maoni yako na kushirikiana na jumuiya ya wasikilizaji wanaotamani mtazamo wako. Tufuate kwenye mitandao ya kijamii. Tembelea tovuti yetu www.channelafrica.co.za na uwe tayari kushiriki na kuchangia maoni yako kwenye Channel Africa. Channel Africa, mtazamo wa Kiafrika.
37 minutes after 2 p.m. Central African Time. Let's get the latest in business news. Buntle Headbush is standing by.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African Perspective.
Thanks, Deborah. Good afternoon. Our top business story this hour: Mozambique's dollar bonds due in 2031 have risen today after Total Energies confirmed it was lifting force majeure on its multi-billion-dollar liquefied natural gas project. The debt rallied more than 2 cents with the 2031 maturity bid at 88.8 cents on the dollar. Total Energies announced over the weekend that it had lifted force majeure on its $20 billion Mozambique LNG project 4 years after an Islamist militant attack brought construction to a halt. Some emerging farmers in South Africa's Limpopo province are calling for support as the country prepares to host the first G20 Leaders Summit in the African continent in November. Small-scale farmers from Groblersdal and Sinwabarwana say lack of support and funding remains a major challenge. Food production and support for the agriculture industry is one of the focal points for the upcoming G20 summit. Some-scale farmers, Jerry Sufulaje and Andries Masocha, are however concerned about a lack of support for small-scale farmers from relevant state institutions.
Here in agriculture we need actions. So we need a Department of Agriculture to help us, not necessarily with money, but with equipments. Everything that we need, we must get it as quickly as we need it.
We should encourage them to invest more in agriculture. And their investment in agriculture will assist the emerging farmers to research, because they'll have funds.
The Democratic Alliance Party in South Africa's Free State province says most municipalities in the province are facing financial collapse. The party says local councils are struggling to collect rates and taxes from businesses and residents. Municipalities report that they also have huge debt that they cannot collect. Authorities have been reporting their financials to the Legislature Oversight Committee. Members of the committee from the DA is David van Vuren.
Almost all these municipalities are technically bankrupt and struggle to collect their debt and pay their creditors on time, which in return has an effect on service delivery. If we look at the ANC-run district municipalities, these municipalities use a huge part of their equitable share to pay salaries between 70 to 90%, and this prevent the municipalities to fulfill their core mandate. It was also clear that the politicians and senior management are not being held accountable for poor service delivery.
South African grocery retailer Pick n Pay has reported a smaller loss before tax than expected in the 26 weeks to August 31, 2025. The company attributed the narrower loss to the success of its strategic initiatives. The country's third biggest grocery retailer reported a loss before tax and capital items of $18.3 million compared to a loss of $63.8 million last year. Pick n Pay has been battling to regain some of the market share that it lost to one of its main competitors, Shoprite. President Lula da Silva of Brazil has given an upbeat assessment of his meeting on Sunday with U.S. President Donald Trump on the sidelines of the ASEAN summit in Malaysia. Despite their political differences, the U.S. has previously linked its punitive 50% tariffs on Brazilian products to the sentencing of Trump's ally, Brazil's former President Jair Bolsonaro. President Lula told reporters that a trade deal could happen in days.
The meeting I had with President Trump was surprisingly good. I sincerely am very optimistic with the meeting, and I think we will find a solution for the tariffs.
And now for a look at the indicators, $1 US in Nigeria is trading at 1,459 naira this afternoon. In Botswana, it's at 13.71. Kenya, the dollar is trading at 128 shilling 26, and in Zambia, it's 22 kwacha and 3. Moving to the BRICS countries, $1 in Brazil is trading at 5 real 38, Russia 79 rubles 72. In India, it's 87 rupees 80, China 7 yuan 12, and South Africa $1 is trading at 17 rand 24 cents this afternoon. $1 is trading at 75 pence to the British pound and 86 to the euro. Looking at commodities, gold is trading at $4,042 per ounce, platinum $1,567 per ounce, while Brent crude oil is at $65.48 a barrel. And those are your business news. I'll be back with a final business update in the next hour. For any business stories you'd like to share with us, please send an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or give us a call on +27 11 714 4459. For Channel Africa Business, I am Bontle Hetbush.
Business News on Channel Africa. The African Perspective.
Zilipendwa na Abedi Jean de la Croix.
Leo tujadili kuhusu chipukizi wanaoimba nyimbo za wasanii wengine. Unadhani hili linatokana na nini, Omari?
Nadhani kweli kwamba tukizama muziki ya sasa, hasa wasanii ambao ni chipukizi, kwa kweli kwamba yani karibu kutoka muziki yao wenyewe, lakini wanakuwa wanapenda kuhubiria muziki ya zamani, hizo muziki ya wengine ambao ni hivyo.
Wengine wanadai kufanya hivyo ni kupromote vipaji vyao haraka ili waweze kujulikana. Je, yawezekana kukawa na ukweli wowote au ndio kukosa kabisa kipaji cha kuandika mistari?
Ndio, unaona kwamba msanii anapoazimia kwamba kuchukua wimbo mwingine wa msanii mwingine na kurudia mara mbili sivyo, haionyeshi kwamba yani ndio wanaanza kazi ya muziki aizalini, lakini ukiangalia kabisa asilimia kubwa utakuja kuona kwamba wanakosa ile mawazo ya kutunga muziki.
Zilipendwa kila Jumamosi kuanzia saa 12 kamili majira ya Afrika ya Kati hadi saa 1 kamili majira ya Afrika ya Kati.
The Upside, live and real.
I could brag on it. I've been through the fire, I could talk on it. And I heard it on the street that they got love for me.
Oh, show Baba. Now Baba gonna make me come and swag on. Them they bad to me anytime when the song's on. Them they see it like they shining, them they wrong come.
Now you see, say we there on the city. I don't think that any one of you can step to titty. I just wanna sing the song. Break it down, oh yeah, shake it to the conga, yeah.
Baba God don't bless us. Now why we they talk this matter, eh? Some people want to pull me down, I still they walk, eh?
No be said say you no know. No be say them say, my brother.
Oh yeah, Joe for me. I do pay for no. And but what is okay? I do pay for no. Oh yeah, go mole. I do pay for no. Like a Jones okay.
Brother, if I start to talk, the thing where I don't take my eyes, see we no going. My brother, we no going. If I start to count, the thing where my back on it don't do, we no going. My sister, we no going. If I start to talk, the thing where my back on it don't do, we no going. My sister, we no going. If I start to count all the blessings my back on they keep me, we no going. My brother, I no going. Throw your hands up in the air for me. If you feel it, sing along, sing the song for me. You can pop anything, lift the bill for me. When the sun comes on, know your job for me.
No follow them, they complain. Make you no forget, say Baba God day. Every day is a good day. Holiday from Monday to Sunday.
Oh yeah, kumole, oh yeah, okay. Oh yeah, pate, what show them problem no day. See my life today, blessings every day. And they shine so bright.
It they make them they wonder why we they so composed. Anything we do, we they in control. Anywhere we go, then they won't follow. And anything we touch, we they turn to gold. Oh yeah, Joe for me, I do pay for no. And go is okay, I do pay for no. Oh yeah, go mole, I do pay for no. Like a Jones okay.
Brother, if I start to talk, the thing where I don't take my eyes, see we no going. My brother, we no going. If I start to count, the thing where my back on it don't do, we no going. My sister, we no going. If I start to talk, the thing where my back on it don't do, we no going.
My sister, we no going.
If I start to count all the blessings my back gonna keep me, we no going. My brother, I no going. When money no day, every day they say, friends they come and go, but you no leave me alone. Waiting my never see, waiting my never see, waiting my never hear, waiting my never hear. You I take some time, you I take some time. Why you always there? You always there. If I start to talk, the thing with my back on it don't do it, no going. My sister, we no going. If I start to count all the blessings my back on it keep me, we no going. My brother, I no going. Oh yeah.
Let the Upside transport you from Cape to Cairo every weekday from 2 to 5 p.m. Central African Time.
It's 11 minutes before 3 p.m. Central African Time. If I start to talk, I've got Tiwa Savage on that one, featuring Dr. Sid. I tell you what, I'm starting to see quite a lot of protests, and we've been seeing them, right? Protests all around, but more so now Africa. A lot of countries are protesting. It was Madagascar not so long ago. They overthrew the whole government there. We remember in Nepal a couple of months ago. Tanzania is also now some young people are trying to organize Tanzanians to come together and mobilize them so that they can go and free their countries, what they're saying, from Idi Amin Mama. Every country is now, they're sick and tired of being sick and tired. And now they're going onto the streets to overthrow their governments and say that we are tired now. We're going to do this ourselves. We the people shall govern. Is that the right way forward? Is that the only way of doing it now? Because clearly the government structures have failed for a lot of these countries and the people have deemed it necessary for them to take over now.
Well, for lack of a better phrase, I think the beauty of what we're seeing is that people are realizing that they're actually the ones with the power.
We the people.
It's not the other way around. Okay, we put you there, we can take you down. Because you don't know what you are doing. So I think that's the positivity around it. But look, I mean, protests are as ancient as, governments have been around, protests have been around, right? And it's just the quickest way for a collective to get a message across to one or two people who are running resources and humanity to the ground. It's the quickest way to do it. In South Africa, although protests need to be legal and protected.
Yes.
Right, for obvious reasons.
You don't just protest, no.
Yeah, you can't just do that. That's not advisable. But people are sick and tired of being sick and tired. I think that is the perfect way to put it. And this is how they are putting their foot down. But that realization that actually it is the other way around. There's 600 million of us. There's only 12 of you. We can actually take you out. Do you realize that? So that realization, and I like that there's young voices.
It's the young ones, yes.
Yeah, the young voices that are coming up with this and going to the streets and really taking over whole areas and being the change that they want to see. So it's unfortunate, but I think with structure, it's got to collapse before it's rebuilt. So let's look at these collapses as a means to rebuild, because how else is it going to happen here?
Yeah, well, my concern is that we are starting to see them more frequently now. Almost every single country is now saying we are sick and tired of being sick and tired. Where will it all end, though? All right, it's 8 minutes before 3 p.m. Central African time. Some more music coming your way on the upside.
Africa Update on Channel Africa with Lulu Kabu.
Mozambique's opposition leader Venancio Mondlane has been charged with incitement to terrorism and disobedience. He faces a total of 5 charges. The charges relate to post-election violence that left hundreds of people dead. What punishment is he looking at?
The most severe charges are 2. One is incitement for terrorism, and also is being charged for mobilizing people for terrorism during the protests. These charges are really serious and severe. If he is condemned, is found guilty, he could serve 10 years plus years in jail, meaning that he would be banned from political participation, mainly for the 2028 and 2029 electoral cycle.
The director of CDD, the Center for Democracy and Development, Adriano Novunga.
Africa Update with Lulu Kabu, 12 to 1 p.m. Central African Time. Midday vibes, great programming, and good company. This is Channel Africa.
Mr. Flavor. Adeshi, go and tell them. Adeshi, Papi Chulo, Adeshi, stand like a Tuso, Adeshi. Yeah, me now pounds and dollar, yeah. Yeah, me want a big for dollar, yeah. Make you go ask Dr. Dollar, yeah. My people want the rabbi, yeah. What shall they profit a man if the rabba not there and the timbalaba not there and you cannot do do. Timaya come neko, no time for jo, no time for meow. If you know day, you know day. If you didn't day, maybe send account number. No time for jo. Go and tell them, Adeshi, Papi Chulo, Adeshi, stand like a Tuso, Adeshi. Everywhere, Marama, all my girls, milli, Oshie Kwanya, where you go. They play, they show. If we show, you gon' know. Everywhere, Sarambara. Oshie Kwanya, Waya, all day, she. Papi Chulo, Nijada. Everywhere, Joe. Ukwachiri na five from Buraka. All day, she. Copy, I carry a do.
It's time to take out. About the question, them girls don't shake it. Oh, what about you? All I want be a see what you. Tipping I'm on their necks. I just flew, but I know myself. Trouble go there. Oh. Finally, I'm on top. Trouble go there.
Pounds and dollar, yeah. Yeah, me want to make $1, yeah. Make you go ask up $10, yeah. My people want the rubber, yeah. What shall they profit a man if the rubber banote and the timbala banote and you cannot do okay?
Yoko. Tibaya flavor, yeah. What she for we side? Yoko. Tibaya flavor, yeah. What she for we side? You get there. Hey, you get there.
No fairy tales, just the facts and the music you love on Channel Africa.
Forget I don't reason.
It's now 1 minute before 3 p.m. Central African time. A beautiful, beautiful music coming to you on the upside this afternoon. Tyler there with Number One, featuring Thames. And before that, we had Odeshi by Timaya featuring, who's that? Flavor Young Alpha. Flavor Young Alpha. I would like to be a part, a fly on the wall when he came up with that name. Flavor Young Alpha.
Mm-hmm. There's probably a whole story.
And I love it. Honestly, I have no issue with people naming themselves all kinds of interesting names. It's 3 p.m. Central African time. Let's get the latest news. On Ellen Sinsi standing by.
SABC News, independent and impartial.
From an African perspective.
Thank you, Tebogo. Looking at your top stories, Cameroonian President Paul Biya remains in power, and Israel accuses the United Nations peacekeepers of deliberately shooting down one of its drones. Your latest news. Greetings to our listeners. The Constitutional Council has announced President Paul Biya has won an 8th term at the age of 92. Paul Biya becomes the world's oldest president, winning with a 53.66% share of the vote. The runner-up is Issa Chioma Bakari on 35.19%. Having first come to power in 1982, the result means that he can now govern until 2032. Biya's election victory has been marred by allegations of vote rigging, claims which his party and the government have continuously denied. South Africa's Justice and Constitutional Development Deputy Minister Andries Nel says strengthening the existing Protection Disclosure Act will go a long way in protecting whistleblowers. Nel says the delay in realigning the current legislation is of serious concern and continues to endanger those who want to share information on corruption, amongst others. He was speaking at the Public Interest South Africa Annual Whistleblowers Summit in Johannesburg. The gathering of whistleblowers, policymakers, media and civil society experts aims to shape societal norms towards transparency and accountability in the public and private sector. Nel believes caring for whistleblowers must go beyond their safety.
We do have legislation in terms of the Protected Disclosures Act, which was passed in 2000. That was a major step ahead. It does provide protection, especially in the employment context. But we've seen that in recent years, how whistleblowers have been victimized and have in many cases lost their lives. And it's very clear, amongst others, also the recommendations of the National Anti-Corruption Advisory Council have made very, very strong recommendations about how existing legislation can be improved. The department has taken that to heart. We are ready.
Judgment has been reserved in the leave to appeal application in Nigerian televangelist Timothy Omotoso's rape case, sitting in the Gqeberha High Court in South Africa's Eastern Cape province. The National Prosecuting Authority has argued that whether or not their case will be successful in the Supreme Court should not play a factor in Judge Imra Skuman allowing them to take the matter up to a higher court. Omotoso's lawyer Peter Duberman argued that there has to be a reasonable prospect of success in order for applicants to be granted the appeal, and that the NPA failed to meet the jurisdictional requirements of Section 319. NPA spokesperson Luxolo Tjali says they are committed to bringing justice to the victims.
As the NPA, we remain committed to ensuring that the victims of these crimes do find justice. For that, we are willing to take the matter to the highest court in the land, because we believe that the outcomes of this case have far-reaching implications on the criminal justice system. Because here we have an issue where we believe that crucial evidence was never considered.
The head of the United Nations has called for an immediate end to the violence in Myanmar and said its military rulers must find a credible path back to civilian government. Speaking on the sidelines of the Asian summit in Malaysia, Antonio Guterres said he was appalled by the situation in Myanmar.
The military takeover in 2021 has piled calamity upon calamity. Villages bombed or burned, thousands killed, millions displaced, regional stability at risk. A military attacking the civilians it's meant to protect. And now the spectre of elections within an active conflict. The atrocities and the cycle of impunity must end.
And lastly, Israel has accused the United Nations peacekeepers for deliberately shooting down one of its drones in Lebanon. The UN force says it targeted the device because it flew over a patrol in an aggressive manner. Israel says the drone was conducting routine intelligence gathering and posed no threat to the peacekeepers. The BBC's Hugo Pachega.
Despite a ceasefire that came into force last November, ending the war with the Lebanese movement Hezbollah, Israel has continued to fly drones and carry out airstrikes on people and targets in Lebanon, it says, are linked to the group. The military says it is acting to prevent Hezbollah from regrouping and rearming. The United Nations and the Lebanese government say Israel's actions are a violation of the country's sovereignty and in breach of the ceasefire deal. The Israeli military has intensified its attacks recently, as Hezbollah insists it will not disarm despite international and domestic pressure.
Recapping on your top stories, the Constitutional Council has announced President Paul Biya has won an 8th term at the age of 92. Paul Biya becomes the world's oldest president, winning with a 53.66% share of the vote. Channel Africa News, I am Onele Ntsintsi.
SABC News, independent and impartial.
From an African perspective.
It's now 7 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African Time, the final hour of The Upside, your gateway to the good life on Channel Africa, the African perspective with Tebohole Kuleni and Matseko Mosito. We are still coming to you live from the Auckland Park studios in Johannesburg, South Africa. Join us live on our social media platforms at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube and at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok. And download that SABC Plus app so you can take us with you wherever you go. In this hour, Matseko Mosito, in this hour, very interestingly, we're going to be talking about an online platform that's connecting people with trusted local movers through a simple, reliable booking system. When last did you have to move and you were struggling to find a mover? When last did you have to transport something? Maybe it's a fridge from one location to another. But just finding a reliable mover was a challenge, because you need someone who you can trust, who will handle your package and your things with care and ensure that it gets to the destination. Some of them don't get to the destination. They get collected.
And then that's about the end of the story.
That's the end of the story. So yes, we'll be talking to people who have created a platform where you can do just that. Have a trusted platform of trusted. Well, they say trusted. I don't know if you could fully. Anyway, I'm being spicy. But a trusted platform where you can find movers to help you move your items. And I think that's a brilliant thing. We need one-stop shops like that.
Absolutely. Wise Move is what they're called. And it looks like they really are shaping and changing things in terms of how people move. Of course, they are based in South Africa.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there are so many challenges with moving. You know, finding the trust is a big thing.
Yes.
Because we're not moving empty boxes here. We're moving valuable things.
100%.
You know, that cost lots of money that we've worked very hard to acquire.
100%.
So you really do want to be very considerate as to who you get involved in that part of your life. And also, if you have to move your whole house, and your children and your dog and your cat. It's a lot of work.
You need help.
You really need help. You need people that really understand the business of moving.
100%.
And it's very easy to get, you know, Uncle Deboho, who is friends with your uncle's uncle's uncle, to come and help you move.
Yes.
Hey?
Yes.
And then he comes, he's had at least 6 chibugos, and he's going to break some of your things. You don't like that.
You have to go there.
You want a professional mover, okay?
You want a professional mover.
Yes.
And listen, it's a female-led company, and they've got over 500 registered moving companies nationwide. So like I said, whichever part of South Africa you find yourself in, you just simply go onto this Wise Move app, and you connect with the closest one to you who will help you move your furniture and whatever it is around. And you can trust them. And if something does go wrong, you can always, there's a place you can go back to and say, something has gone wrong. Let's fix it.
Right.
When there's no point of contact where you can reach them after something has gone wrong, it's a big problem. But, you know, I understand why we ask our friends sometimes and family, because we want to save costs. But there's an even bigger cost associated if something goes wrong and it's not handled with care. And that's where Wise Move comes in. All right, our conversation with Wise Move is coming up next. Don't go anywhere. It's 11 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African Time.
Annika Longi sur Channel Africa.
Comment est-ce que les militants et sympathisants du parti Les Transformateurs ont-ils réagi face à la condamnation de Succès Masra?
La condamnation de Succès Masra ne nous a pas surpris et les militants transformateurs ont été bouleversés et indignés étant donné que le verdict est un verdict lourd, illégal, injuste et donc face à la répression dans laquelle le peuple tchadien est confronté, les militants transformateurs se sont résignés de ne pouvoir pas sortir manifester. Et donc, c'est une situation totalement absurde pour un pays. Et aujourd'hui, nous célébrons le 11 août, fête de l'indépendance. On pensait que le verdict allait être plus ou moins clément, mais le verdict est sévère.
Annika Longi, tous les dimanches sur Mix Vibration.
Você é fluente em português? É apaixonado por rádio e quer trabalhar na África do Sul? Você tem documentos que o qualificam para trabalhar na África do Sul? Nesse caso, podemos ter uma oportunidade para você trabalhar no Canal África. Envie seu currículo e demonstração para Canal África at newsroom@channelafrica.co.za. Lembre-se, se você não receber alguma resposta nossa em 14 dias, isso significa que você não foi selecionado. Canal África, a perspectiva africana.
Broadcasting in 5 different languages, connecting the continent. This is Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Engingila ye biala babambambe odo dibola mabe mama soma onyole yala mutuda motoe so diwoe weke awasiki kasonae sidime abambame usidindea edunari keku esimamba tuba wea sidindea soba bo badiela biso binana etube jesele sokungule kwan iyo asu etimbe musango sonne sonye udilo walonge lasu osima bola bonam tolambo disima takae nanginya bambambe onyola de babo badiele no biso badiele no biso osibente moto omboko mwa isanga osimanyo eti bonde la mao yenda bwamo tuwe malone susu diwo. Isobese dikeke owengi sana yele kombo ditime ka opunda kwang soni ye disima hula betu ene bwan umbo asu dikase e ala mutu da moto we weke awase kikasonae sidime abambame sidindea edunari ke kuesi mama tuba we Masoma Muyenge Mutime Okombo
17 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African Time. Cameroonian artist Kaisa. The name of the song is Eyala. Welcome to the Upside. If you just joined us, where have you been? This is The Upside, your gateway to the good life on Channel Africa, the African perspective. We are broadcasting live from the Auckland Park studios in Johannesburg, South Africa. And you can join us live on our social media platforms at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube, and at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok. And download that SABC Plus app so you can take us with you wherever you go on your Android or your iOS device. Are you getting ready to move and have been struggling to find a mover? Someone that you can trust and who won't charge you an arm and a leg as well, right? And perhaps you want to do it all under one platform, on one app or one, online platform where I don't have to navigate 10 different sites, but just one place where I can find the movers. I know that they are trusted, and if anything does go wrong, there is a contact number that I can reach out to. Well, then this conversation is absolutely for you.
All right, wise move. They are definitely changing the way South Africans think about moving. It was founded by Shante Venter. She is leading this platform that is female-led, as it were, connecting customers with reliable local movers and moving companies, as it were, through a simple online booking system. So they have 500 movers already registered. And this is a service that covers everything from your household relocations to vehicle and pet transportation. And Shantae's journey is shaped not only by her entrepreneurial drive, but by her personal experience, having lived with adult onset Still's disease, which then kind of affected her life. But then she was like, listen, there should be a solution, and that's how the idea came about. A pleasure to be speaking to Shante Venter this afternoon, so we can get a sense of what the space is about. I believe she's not on the line yet because you're nodding your head. Not yet. We're working on getting her on the line because I've never heard of this. Have you heard of this disease before? AOSD. Or adult onset Still's disease. Apparently, it's a rare systemic inflammatory disorder that affects adults specifically. It's characterized by a combination of symptoms that can flare up periodically and be difficult to diagnose due to overlap with other conditions. I didn't know that. It must be quite a challenge to navigate that, because you can't even go to a doctor and say, please diagnose me, what is happening? They're like, well, we also don't know because they're overlapping in symptoms. But we do have Shante on the line, and we'll get into conversation with her just to find out a bit more about her journey and, of course, learn more about Wise Move. Don't go anywhere. It's 20 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African Time.
This is The Upside for the best African vibes, groundbreaking content. In this episode of conversations. Peter talks to Dr. Tulisile Buddha, an academic, author, and an expert in indigenous knowledge systems. Join us for a compelling discussion on preserving African languages and traditions in the digital era. Dr. Tulisile unpacks the role of educators, explorers, and how technologies like AI can support cultural preservation, and challenges us to rethink how we honor African heritage. You can find the episode on YouTube, SABC Plus, and on our website, channelafrica.co.za. This episode is a must-listen for educators, creators, and change makers across the continent. Channel Africa, the African perspective. If it's news and current affairs, leading opinions, and thought leaders that get your groove, this is your home, The Upside.
Welcome back to The Upside. A pleasure to have you joining us until 4 p.m. in Central African time. So as we're about to wrap up the Monday edition, we're going to talk about wise moving for wise movers. Okay, that should be a tagline, actually, a catchphrase. So we were just talking just before we took a break about Wise Move, and this being a South African female-led platform founded by Shante Venter. So it's basically an online booking system that she's come up with, where you can just find somebody who can move everything. Okay, from your household relocations, they can handle that, to your vehicle, to your pet transportation, all of that, all on one platform known as Wise Move. And this was a space that was created by Shante after her personal experience living with adult onset Still's disease. And she's going to tell us the story, and most importantly, tell us about the solution that she's come up with in Wise Move. Shante, a pleasure to have you on Channel Africa. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to be speaking to you guys today.
Thank you. I really love companies that come from personal stories, you know, because it's very easy, and I do this all the time, complaining about I don't have access to this, I can't find this. But how's about I start the thing and keep it moving? And, you know, there are a lot of other people that share our struggles. So such a wonderful story. But before we talk about Wise Move, please talk to us about just your personal experience living with Still's disease, and how that affected your day-to-day, and how you were able to do things.
Thank you so much. It's actually such a, it's really great to be able to share about this condition as well, because I think there's very little information about it. And I like to joke and say that I am now literally a 1 in a million type of girl. So there's so few people that have it. But yeah, it's basically a condition that puts your body into overdrive and attacking itself. You become very sick. You have arthritis on steroids. So it's affected my life quite a bit. And it's ironic that, since I've started recovering, it's really about moving. That is what makes me feel better, and the more I move, the better I am. So it's ironic that the condition is called adult onset Still's disease, while now for me personally, keeping up with movement helps me. And I think that's for me also a beautiful connection between what we do at Wise Move and my own personal story.
I guess the remedy to a Still's disease is to move a bit more with Shante. Shante, are there treatments to this disease? And because you said you are recovering, so what kind of treatments then did you have to undergo? What are you currently using to manage this disease?
Yes, so it's a very interesting condition because, for some people, you don't really recover. Some people, it's life-changing in ways that I can't even describe. Other people respond well to medication, and that is what I'm currently on. So it's a low form of chemotherapy that you do once a week, and that just suppresses my immune system to, not think that I'm constantly under attack. And it's worked really well for me. So that's helped me to get back to a point where I feel like a normal person again. And yeah, so I am currently in remission, but still on medication. So the next step is to try and go off of medication and see if I am still in remission. So it's something that can flare. It's a condition that if it's your if that's what's set out for you, you might get flares for the rest of your life and just have to take the medication, get better again. A big part of that is stress management. So, being a business owner, entrepreneur, a woman in business, I would love to tell other women to please make sure that you manage your stress levels. I think as women, we take on a lot extra. We feel like we have to prove ourselves a million times over. And that stress is actually what triggered my condition. So, just being mindful that, what we are doing is amazing every day. Just do what you can and do that well, and don't put extra stress on yourself.
Very, very important, Shante. So let's talk then about how just your life and your personal experience formed Wise Move, because this is such a great idea. And let me tell you, I live in Johannesburg almost on a daily basis. There's a moving truck going up and down somewhere. So this is such a relevant business for this time that we're finding ourselves in. Tell us more about Wise Move.
Yeah, I think you're so right. It is such an important industry in our country as well. We are currently in October at the end, which is Transport Month in South Africa, and really to just bring awareness about the economic opportunity that there is in transport. And I think, for me, I've always been moving. So I love to say that I've lived in almost every province of our country, because it's really given me a very good understanding of our diversity and just, our country in general. So I've really enjoyed that. But with that, there's also always the pain point of having to move. And I think there were just so many dots, that just appeared on the paper and had to be connected. So, as an entrepreneur, the opportunity was there, and we created Wise Move to solve this problem, to help people and companies come online, because the moving industry is specifically one of the industries that has not really transformed and come online and made the most of what we have today with the internet. So it's been our mission to just help those companies, and also then make it easier for people to find and connect with the right companies in their local community.
Well, walk us
Yes,
through
we
it.
actually have, yeah.
Yeah, please. I was so sorry to cut you there. I was asking if you can walk us through the platform itself. With over 500 movers, navigating must be, obviously, it needs to be seamless. It needs to be stress-free. So walk us through how we go about booking a mover on Wise Move for the first time using it today.
Great. So yeah, as a tech platform, we are very big on using data, automations, and just making sure that we have AI incorporated to help make moving seamless. And so the process is really simple. You go on to wisemove.co.za and you choose your category. Like you guys have mentioned, we have several categories. We help move everything from household items all the way to a single, couch or a car or your pets, whatever you need to move. And you just put in your details. We have several, steps that are promoted with AI to help make it easier for you, like putting in your inventory. That usually takes a lot of time. So we've put in some tools to help people with that. And within minutes, you'll be getting quotes from local companies to help you move those items. And it's a great system because it helps these companies build up their own reputation online. We only work with the best companies, but some of them are local mom and pop operated businesses or owner operated businesses. And I think because it's such a traditionally offline industry, people find it hard to trust someone. So they will often go for maybe a recommendation, but that's a really slow process. So, just taking all of that and putting it online to, where people can read reviews from previous clients who use these services, it just makes it really easy to find what you need and make that decision.
Wow. Shantae, I think your story is just multi-layered and colorful and wonderful. I mean, you've overcome an illness, you've started a business. This is not just any business. I mean, you are a girl who is in tech and logistics. I mean, that is a big deal to me, and I think it's wonderful. So I guess for those that want to have a look at your offering, wisemove.co.za. Very simple, just put Wise Move and the website will pop up there. Moving services for any distance. So you can get all the pricing, all the information that you need is there. All the best, and hopefully we can invite you to studio one day and you can move one or two things for us.
That'll be amazing. I would love that. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. That is the voice of Shantae Venter, joining us in her capacity as the Chief Executive Officer, but also the founder of Wise Move. It's 15:31.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
It's a very good afternoon from the sports desk. I am Musibu Dimakura with your latest sports news at the Sawa. So Nairobi United knocked Tunisia's Etoile da Sahel out of the Total Energies CAF Confederation Cup, winning 7-6 on penalties after a 2-2 aggregate draw to reach the group stages on their first ever attempt. Now the Kenyan side arrived in Tunisia with a 2-0 cushion from the first leg, but ESS leveled the tie through Mohamed Anani's strike on 48 minutes and then a stoppage time header from Grofani Nawali. Now, with no extra time and the penalty shootout having to decide the winner, Nairobi team were able now to hold their nerve to complete a landmark qualification. That result is a shock exit for the North African heavyweights and leaves Tunisia without any representative in the group stages of the CAF Confederation Cup after Stade de Tunis were also eliminated 3-2 on aggregate by Morocco's Olympique de Safi. At the same time, Al Masri of Egypt booked their place in the group stages of the CAF Confederation Cup with a 2-1 victory over Libya's Al Ittihad on Sunday. Now, the second leg tie, played at the new Suez Stadium, completed the second preliminary round and also confirmed the Egyptian side progress after a composed front foot display. The host side set the tone for the opening minutes, pressing high and looking for a breakthrough that would then steady the nerves. Back home now, Bafana head coach Hugo Bruce has spoken about their preparations for the upcoming Africa Cup of Nations tournament. So that tournament is being held in Morocco in late December, and the coach of the side, Hugo Bruce, confirming to the media during a roundtable discussion with sports editors as well as senior journalists that the team will begin their preparations very early in December. Bafana are heading to Morocco as one of the teams to look out for after returning with a bronze medal from the last AFCON tournament in Cote d'Ivoire. Bruce says their camp will start on the 8th of December at the Tax High Performance Centre in the capital city, Pretoria.
I wanted to, let's say like this, we start the 8th with the preparation, 8th of December. So we go to Tax here in Pretoria. We stay there till, I think, the 17th, because we have to be there 5 days before our first game in Morocco. So the day before we leave, we play a friendly game. We are looking against who we play. And then we play the 22nd, 26th and 29th.
Meanwhile, with the 2026 FIFA World Cup draw planned for the 5th of December in the USA, Bruce says his squad announcement could be done just before the camp starts in December in Pretoria.
I will announce the players, I think, some days before, I think. Yeah, because I still have to go to the draw of the World Cup. So I still have to go also. This is the 5th. So after the friendly game now, probably, but it's not sure, but probably we play against Zambia on the 14th of next month. And after that, the day after, I go to Belgium for 2 weeks. So I see my family, and then I come from Belgium. I fly to Washington for the draw.
And finally, in cricket news, India's batter Shreyas Iyer is recovering well in a hospital after suffering a lacerated spleen when taking a catch in the third ODI match against Australia in Sydney on Saturday. Iyer sustained the injury while fielding in the 34th over, running backwards to take the catch to dismiss Alex Carey and landing awkwardly on his side. The 30-year-old immediately clutched his side and also received treatment on the field before he was taken to hospital. So the Board of Control for India, for cricket in India, has not put a timeline on his return, but confirmed that he is medically stable. Well, that is a wrap of your sports news this afternoon on The Upside. The time has just gone 15:36 p.m. Central African Time. I'm back with the final sports update for the afternoon in the next hour. As always, for any sports stories you'd like to share with us, remember to send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us on +27 11714 4459. For Channel Africa Sport, I am Musibu Makura.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African Perspective.
Zilipendwa na Abedi Jean de la Croix. Leo tujadili kuhusu chipukizi wanaoimba nyimbo za wasanii wengine. Unadhani hili linatokana na nini, Omari?
Nadhani kweli kwamba tukizama muziki ya sasa, hasa wasanii ambao ni chipukizi, kwa kweli kwamba yani karibu kutoka muziki wao wenyewe, lakini wanakuwa wanapenda kuhubiria muziki ya zamani hizo muziki ya wengine ambao ni taimbo.
Wengine wanadai kufanya hivyo ni kupromote vipaji vyao haraka ili waweze kujulikana. Je, yawezekana kukawa na ukweli wowote au ndio kukosa kabisa kipaji cha kuandika mistari?
Ndio, unaona kwamba msanii anapoazimia kwamba kuchukua wimbo mwingine wa msanii mwingine na kurudia yani mara mbili sivyo, haionyeshi kwamba yani ndio wanaanza kazi ya muziki aizalini, lakini ukiangalia kabisa asilimia kubwa utakuta kwamba wanakosa ile mawazo ya kutunga muziki.
Zilipendwa kila Jumamosi kuanzia saa 12 kamili majira ya Afrika ya Kati hadi saa 1 kamili majira ya Afrika ya Kati.
37 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African Time. Let's get the final business news this afternoon on The Upside. Buntle Headbosch is standing by.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African Perspective.
Thanks, Deborah. Good afternoon. In our top story at this hour, the Dangote refinery says it will expand its oil refining capacity to 1.4 million barrels per day by 2028. The company says it will add a second 750,000 barrels per day processing line at its site in Lagos, largely replicating the existing plant, which began commercial operations last year. Dangote Refinery's chairman, Aliko Dangote, says that upon completion, this will make the company the biggest refinery in the world ever. Mozambique's dollar bonds due in 2031 have risen today after Total Energies confirmed it was lifting force majeure on its multi-billion-dollar liquefied natural gas project. The debt rallied more than 2 cents, with the 2031 maturity bid at 88.8 cents on the dollar. Total Energies announced over the weekend that it had lifted force majeure on its $20 billion Mozambique LNG project 4 years after an Islamist militant attack brought construction to a halt. Some emerging farmers in South Africa's Limpopo province are calling for support as the country prepares to host the first G20 Leaders Summit in the African continent in November. Small-scale farmers from Groblersdal and Sinwabarwana says lack of support and funding remains a major challenge. Food production and support for the agriculture industry is one of the focal points for the upcoming G20 summit. Small-scale farmers Jerry Sifulashe and Andries Masocha are, however, concerned about a lack of support for small-scale farmers from relevant state institutions.
Here in agriculture, we need actions. So we need a Department of Agriculture to help us, not necessarily with money, but with equipments. Everything that we need, we must get it as quickly as we need it.
We should encourage them to invest more in agriculture. And their investment in agriculture will assist the emerging farmers to research, because they will have funds.
The Democratic Alliance Party in South Africa's Free State Province says most municipalities in the province are facing financial collapse. The party says local councils are struggling to collect rates and taxes from businesses and residents. Municipalities report that they have also have huge debt that they cannot collect. Authorities have been reporting their financials to the Legislature Oversight Committee. Members of the committee from the DA, David van Vuren.
Almost all these municipalities are technically bankrupt and struggle to collect their debt and pay their creditors on time, which in return has an effect on service delivery. If we look at the ANC-run district municipalities, these municipalities use a huge part of their equitable share to pay salaries, between 70 to 90%, and this prevents the municipalities to fulfill their core mandate. It was also clear that the politicians and senior management are not being held accountable for poor service delivery.
US President Donald Trump is in Tokyo on the latest leg of his tour of Asian countries. He's meeting Emperor Naruhito before tomorrow's talks with Japan's new Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi. The BBC's Shaima Khalil has the details.
This is a high-stakes visit for Japan. Tokyo will want to reaffirm that its defense alliance with Washington remains solid in an increasingly unstable region. President Trump is expected to push Japan to shoulder more of the security costs. Economically, Mr. Trump is looking for greater U.S. access to Japan's auto and agriculture markets, while Prime Minister Takaichi hopes to attract American investment and protect key domestic industries. Details of the U.S.-Japan tariff deal are yet to be hashed out. Tokyo will want its promised $550 billion investment to also mean access for Japanese companies, especially in the semiconductor sector.
And now looking at the indicators, $1 in Nigeria is trading at 1,459 naira. In Botswana, it's 13 pula 71. Kenya, the dollar is trading at 128 shilling 26. And in Zambia, it's 22 kwacha and 3. The BRICS countries, $1 in Brazil is trading at 5 rial 38. Russia, 79 rubles 72. In India, it's 87 rupees 80. China, 7 yuan 12. In South Africa, $1 is trading at 17 rand 24 cents this afternoon. $1 is trading at 75 pence to the British pound and 86 to the euro. Looking at commodities, gold is trading at $4,042 per ounce, platinum at $1,567 per ounce, while Brent crude oil is at $65.48 a barrel. And those are your business news. I'll be back with a final look at the indicators in the next hour. For any business stories you'd like to share with us, please send an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or give us a call on +27 11 714 4459. For Channel Africa Business, I am Buntle Hetbush.
Business News on Channel Africa. The African Perspective. We are on Open Views Audio Bouquet. Channel 628.
Gender-based violence is destroying lives and tearing communities apart.
It happens in homes, in schools,
at workplaces, and too often in silence. But it doesn't have to continue. If you see it, speak out.
If you are hurting, reach out.
Because doing nothing is not an option. Listen to all 19 SABC radio stations from Wednesday, 23rd of July for hard talk, discussions, advice, dramas, educational shows, and interviews around GBV
with experts, survivors, lawmakers, and the whole country affected by gender-based violence.
For all your favorite SABC radio stations, call 0800 428 428 to report abuse or get help.
GBV, it ends with you.
This message is brought to you by the SABC. No matter where you are, Channel Africa is always with you.
You say you like me, show you they want me. See picture waiting for my PP. My boyfriend you go like this thing. Don't know, Sandari. Sumati you cash fee. They better para pori. Love no need agiri. Jaya, olaya, because of desire. See me see.
mule shalaye. Oh, I ain't proper. Please, brother, no talk. Don't bother. No, it's not that I want chop. I'm just feeling peckish. Just a little fetish. I know disrespect, please. I go use my senses. I swear. We go run away on the low. Me if I know. No be waiting person they talk for megaphone. That's right. No be fact. I just want borrow your part. One time. Just a night. If we can't open that shop. Yeah. I know come be kappa. I know other jassa. I don't like to tamper. I don't need to. Oh, lift up. You know see the chemistry. She's my first love. More than me and terribly.
The Upside, 1 to 4 p.m. Central African Time. With Teboholi Kuleni and Mateko Mosito. Only on Channel Africa. The African Perspective.
Love it way more. I say dreezy, sir.
Niger
love it way more. Yeah. Oh, Ferrari look good on you. Bugatti look good on you. Gucci look good on you. Louis good on you. Ask you one question. I want to hear this from you. Girl, I want know. Say you go there for me. If I dey drink garri. Say you go do all the thing where you say you go do for me. If I no get the money, say you go stand by me. Say you go do all the thing where you say you go do for me. Bam bam, you know that, I know that. My love for you no get pattern. Right man we do like San Sultan. Sing it out loud any way that I can. Oh, my mommy, oh, my daddy, oh. Soon they go miss you, my baby, oh. Somebody, oh somebody. For your mother, I go kiss somebody. You know this love, something's not a joking thing. Baby girl, you know something. Say that somebody do somebody. For your mother, I go kiss somebody. Say it on me. Is it me and you, mommy? Oh. Is it me and you, mommy? Oh. Yeah. Ferrari look good on you. Bugatti look good on you. Gucci look good on you. Louis good on you. Ask you one question. I want to hear this from you. Girl, I want know. Say you go there for me. If I dey drink garri. Say you go do all the thing where you say you go do for me. If I no get the money, say you go stand by me. Say you go do all the thing where you say you go do for me. Oh, I'm just asking you a question. Mommy, you no need to vex you. If this wasn't my position, say you go give me your best, yo. I love you, girl, no be baby. You know for sure you're my baby. I'll be awake when you sleeping, just to make sure I'm not dreaming, no, not dreaming, no. You know that I love you, baby. Do anything for you, baby. Ferrari logo down you, Bugatti logo down you, Gucci logo down you, Louis go down you. Let me ask you one question, me want to hear this from you. Bad man want to, girl I want to.
NigerExclusive.net.
Big sponsor.
9 minutes before 4 p.m. Central African Time. Techno there with On You. And before that, we had a song by Simi featuring Fals. It's called Borrow Me Your Love. No, not Your Love. Your Baby. Borrow Me Your Baby. Which one is that one? Which baby are we talking about?
I mean, really.
Hey, it's 9 minutes before 4 p.m. Central African Time. Let's take a quick breather. When we get back, I have a ridiculous story to share, but about the lengths that we are willing to go for content. Hey, stay tuned.
Zilipendwa na Abedi Jean de la Croix.
Leo tujadili kuhusu chipukizi wanaoimba nyimbo za wasanii wengine. Unadhani hili linatokana na nini, Omari?
Nadhani kweli kwamba tukitazama muziki ya sasa, hasa wasanii ambao ni chipukizi, kwa kweli kwamba yani karibu kutoka muziki wao wenyewe, lakini wanakuwa wanapenda kuhubiria muziki ya zamani, hizo muziki ya wengine ambao ni taimbo.
Wengine wanadai kufanya hivyo ni kupromote vipaji vyao haraka ili waweze kujulikana. Je, yawezekana kukawa na ukweli wowote au ndio kukosa kabisa kipaji cha kuandika mistari?
Ndio, unaona kwamba msanii anapoazimia kwamba kuchukua wimbo mwingine wa msanii mwingine na kurudilia yani mara mbili studio, haionyeshi kwamba yani ndo wanaanza kazi ya muziki aizalini, lakini ukiangalia kabisa asilimia kubwa utakuta kwamba wanakosa ile mawazo ya kutunga muziki.
Zilipendwa kila Jumamosi kuanzia saa 12 kamili majira ya Afrika ya Kati hadi saa 1 kamili majira ya Afrika ya Kati.
We are on Open Views Audio Bouquet. Channel 628. Whatever you want to hear about today's talk, you can get it on the Upside.
It's 8 minutes before 4 p.m. Central African Time. This is indeed The Upside, your gateway to the good life on Channel Africa, the African perspective with Tebohole Kuleni and Mateko Mosito. We're still coming to you live from the Auckland Park Studios in Johannesburg, South Africa. Less than 7 minutes until we have to hand over to the Queen of Africa in business. That's Tami Ngubeni. The lengths which we have to go to now create content is getting more and more ridiculous by the day. Because tell me why there are people who are going to supermarkets, right? We'll go to a supermarket and they fill up their trolleys with all kinds of food, all kinds of goodiness. They take a video and a picture of all the goodiness they put in the trolley, right? And then they take those items out, put them back, leave the supermarket without paying. All this in the name of showing on social media that we be balling.
Social media is not a real place. #noise.
Just noise. You know, it's gotten so bad that I'll use an example in South Africa. Woolworths has experienced quite a few incidents where people are just...
Of course they would.
Or people filling up their trolleys and taking pictures, right? And then leaving without buying. To the point where now, they have... and I'm not saying it's every single Woolworths, maybe this one in particular. They now have security guards just keeping an eye on everybody. If you're going to be putting stuff in there, they want to follow you right until you make that payment. And it's not just you taking videos for content. Is it that bad? Like, why are we so desperate to show people that we are balling? I got this. Yes, I'm making all the money in the world. I can afford Woolies water. If you can't afford it, you can't afford it. Go to another place and buy water there. But you don't have to fake it. For what reason?
I think two reasons are coming up in my head as I'm listening to you. One is that's how the world validates you. And that's how they see you as valuable.
What you can afford.
And part of
Perceived,
them.
Yes.
Because people want to be part of things. So if you want to be part of a certain group of people, you've got to shop at a certain grocery store. Yes. You've got to afford certain things.
Yes.
That's one reason.
Yes.
And secondly, isn't content like ka-ching? Doesn't that equal money? So if I'm posting these videos like I woke up like this, or I can do 10,000 rands worth of groceries every 2 days and that sort of thing, and put it online, that I can make money off of that.
Not directly from TikTok as it is right now.
Yeah, well, not on TikTok, but
not
on
through
YouTube and other platforms.
100%. So not through views, but maybe through the numbers that you have, gaining the attention of marketing companies and PR companies, and say, oh, we want to work with you because you've got the numbers, and I think we think that you will gain us the traction that we need for our product, and therefore we'll pay you a certain amount so that you can create content for us. 100%.
That's
a
why
real
they're
thing.
doing this, filling trolleys. It's really not for nothing. It's actually because at the end of the day, they get to make something, or at least stand a chance to, if you are on platforms that don't directly do AdSense like YouTube. But listen, we listen and we don't judge.
We don't judge. No,
Siyabuka nje sithule.
that's just another level of delulu, guys. That you're gonna go to a whole supermarket, fill it up to the brim, take videos, and then take everything. No, that's actually very sad. Like, please don't do that. Actually, let me not tell people what they can and can't do, because if that's how they be making money, fake it until they make it, then I guess that's how you do it. But for me, count me out, please.
In this economy, anything that is harmless, that can make you money, I will support you, because economics are not like what's happening at the Dangote refinery as we see it. And I'm sure Madame Tamingubeni is going to talk to us about this, because I'm seeing all kinds of wonderful, happy new developments that are happening at the Dangote refinery. There's announcements that were made, I saw this about 2 hours ago, that they're going to be expanding. The Dangote refinery is expanding from 650,000 barrels per day to a whopping 1.4 million barrels per day. Okay, that makes it the largest refinery in the world. Do you understand how this is going to change the game?
Goodness.
This is huge. I mean, this is the most valuable industry asset work I've seen on the continent ever.
Is this why Dangote's value went up recently? I was reading up and something popped up, and Dangote's value went. Oh, that's a lot, eh?
But isn't he just impressive, though? Isn't he just impressive? I mean, from cement, and he completely took over that industry. And now going into oil and doing likewise. And the thing is, when Nigeria ring-fenced him, and they didn't really give him the playing field that he had hoped to get from Nigeria, he expanded. And so now everybody else gets to benefit from what Nigeria was originally supposed to benefit from.
Right.
So very patriotic, I guess one would say, in his stance.
Yeah.
But when he didn't get what he wanted and what he needed for his business, then he expanded, and so the whole world benefits. It's just such a winning attitude.
It is beautiful and a shining example of you building from the ground up and what it can look like.
And anybody who can see your value, let them capitalize on that and get win-win situations as much as you possibly can. 100%. So really, really great African story.
That is the highlight of this week. Absolutely.
It really certainly is. But here's what we're going to be looking at. I don't know if this is a highlight. I personally don't think so.
Okay.
And it's all around Canal Plus, because they've now acquired the majority share of MultiChoice, literally having taken over the entire broadcasting television industry on the African continent. They're going to be doing a secondary listing on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. And obviously, in order for that to happen, MultiChoice has to delist in order for Canal Plus to list. So we'll be looking at that. They'll be delisting on both the Johannesburg Stock Exchange and the A2X, which is the alternative stock exchange, apart from the main JSE. So we'll be looking at that story, as well as developments around President Mutharika and what he's doing. He's banned the exporting now of all raw materials. So whatever gets exported out of Malawi now has to have been beneficiated and processed.
Yes.
And this is all to stimulate the domestic economy and to ensure that, Malawi becomes more industrialized. Because we all know, the further down the value chain you are, the more you actually get for your proceeds. What has been the sense of exporting all your raw materials only for them to be beneficiated offshore or in other countries, only to re-import them at a much higher price? So he's saying it's a new era for Malawi.
Okay.
And we love that.
Listen, I think every time we come out of a weekend, the Monday edition of Africa in Business is always really exciting. So many things are happening and in multiple industries. I mean, today we're talking media, which is fascinating to see what's happening in that space, and that's going to change the game for decades to come. Eh?
It really is. And on the parallel sides of that, I mean, there's been a directive actually that Canal Plus has taken out to all the various, stakeholders and suppliers. They're wanting them to cut their quotes by 20%. So this is across the board from producers. So literally producers in South Africa right now are having quite a field day. In the other sense, the negative sense, obviously, because that's going to impact their pockets.
Big time.
And so we'll look at their business model, perhaps at a later stage. It's not for today's conversation. Okay. Today's really about the listing, but really what are Canal Plus's plans on the African continent? How do they hope to thrive? Is it going to be about undercutting? And this has been reported to the Competition Commission as well. And so the South African Competition Commission will be looking into this because producers and stakeholders are saying this is in contradiction and in contrast to the granting of that license. You'll remember it went through the Competition Commission first, the acquisition before it could be granted. But a whole lot to chat about.
Okay, this is where our little round table ends. Okay, it's 4:00. We're going to say goodbye. Thank you for tuning in. Africa in Business with Tami Ngubeni coming through after the news bulletin with Onele Nzinzi. Have a pleasant rest of the afternoon. See you again tomorrow at 1 p.m. Hey, ta-da.
Bye-bye.